We are in Winnipeg the entire week for the Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings, the Canadian curling trials. Let's get you caught up in what happened this morning. Game 2 for the women, and Val Sweeting out of Edmonton. We got to know her a couple of weeks back in Kitchener in the last chance qualifier to get here. As she plays the two-time Saskatchewan champion Stephanie Lawton. Nice quiet tap back, and she went on to win. And for Sweeting, a sweet start, as she has now won her first two. Rachel Holman has a nice bounce-back game after struggling in her opener to beat Renee Sonnenberg, another of those qualifiers from Kitchener. Chelsea Carey stole 3 to beat Heather Nedouin, a former Canadian champion. And Jennifer Jones, Sherry Madaw gave this one away with a steal of 2 in an extra. So as we head in now to Game 3 for all the women, there you see, top of the table, Sweeting and Jones, and at the bottom, the likes of Lawton and Heather Nedouin. As on this Monday night, we say hello, Canada, and welcome back to the MTS Centre and our continuing coverage, the Roar of the Rings and Linda Russ alongside. So as you look at those standings, what surprises you more? And who is at the top, or who's at the bottom?
Well, who's at the bottom? Because at the bottom we have someone like Heather Nedouin, and actually they're not playing badly, but as a championship team they should be able to handle the situation and not give games away, and they just did it. Here
are the games that are on the ice for the women tonight, and we will be featuring Val Sweeting against Jennifer Jones, the two undefeated teams. Stephanie Lawton against Renee Sonnenberg. We're going to say already that 2 losses puts you in a big hole. So if you're Heather Nedouin, you got to win tonight against Sherry Madaw. And we have a couple of 1-1 teams, including the reigning Canadian champion, Rachel Holman. If you base the game solely, your scouting report, solely on experience, well, then that would be in Jones' favor.
Well, huge favor. We said on the men's side there's a ton of experience, so it's tougher to look at that. But on the women's side, there's big differences between these two teams. The reason it matters, with someone like Jennifer Jones, she's been there, done that. She can handle the pressure. Just look at the difference between the number of Scotties appearances. Val Sweeting, the only person on the team to ever have played in a Scotties. Jennifer Jones, add up the 4 players, they've been in 30 championships. Then the second factor, look at those numbers. Jennifer Jones' team, top of the standings as far as stats go. The third thing is they just got a gift, and that could put them on a roll, and look out for Jones.
We saw Val Sweeting, as mentioned, a couple of weeks ago in Kitchener. Who is she? Well, who she is that she beat the last 2 Olympians in Shannon Clybrink and Cheryl Bernard to get here. Does she have a chance against the person that many people believe will be the Olympian, and so she, Jennifer Jones?
As long as she doesn't believe that, I think she can. I don't think they're rattled at all. They were unbelievable in Kitchener. Made a lot of shots down the stretch. Knocked off Kelly Scott also to get here. The 2-0 here. They get to throw 8 rocks. The same amount Jennifer Jones says. Why can't they win?
They have been flying under the radar, but beep, beep, beep. Many more people are starting to take a little notice of Val Sweeting. Val Sweeting, Jennifer Jones, when we come back.
Team Jones is a really good team, and we enjoy playing them. They're really good competition. They'll be tough to beat. We'll have to be on top of our game.
You obviously just want to look 1 rock at a time and 1 shot at a time and not look too far into the future, but you dream of being an Olympian. You dream of having that last shot to win and representing Canada at the greatest sporting event in the world.
Just trying to stay in the moment and focus on our performance and not get too ahead of ourselves, and just do what we can and do what we've trained to do all season.
The 2013 Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings is brought to you by Tim Hortons. Always fresh, always great tasting coffee. The 2013 Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings is brought to you by M&M Meat Shops, frozen food at its best. By Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by Ford, proud partner of the Canadian Curling Association for 20 years.
So it is the 2 undefeated teams through 2 games of this round robin that meet tonight, and it's time to meet those teams now. Brought to you by Ford, proud partners with the Canadian Curling Association for 20 years. Val Sweeting and her team from the Saville Community Sports Centre in Edmonton with Rochelle Paderny, Dana Ferguson, and Joanne Courtney. And it's those brushers that everyone is talking about as well. And Jennifer Jones, of course, in this championship team that we've grown to know so well out of the St. Vital here in Winnipeg with Dawn McEwen, Jill Officer, and Caitlin Lars. Jones did win the draw to the button, and so she will have the last draw. She has the hammer, playing the yellow stones. Sweeting will play the red. And to get us underway on this Monday night here at the MTS Center, it is the Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings, the Canadian Curling Trials. This is Rochelle Paderny.
Well, for the Sweeting team, this is sort of adding everything you could into the mix to make it difficult for these girls to perform well. You're playing against a legend in Jennifer Jones, somebody expected to be there at the end of the week. It's a Monday night, pretty full arena on television, so if they're going to crack it all, this may be the moment.
Oh, and it's in Winnipeg, it's Jennifer's hometown.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly, no question about it, but we haven't seen it. They've hung in there so far, very impressive in Kitchener, as we talked about in the opening, and you know, if they can just stay one shot at a time, the old cliche, and make as many tough shots for Jennifer Jones as possible, they have a chance.
The one thing you know about Jennifer is she does like rocks in play. Now, there's a number of different ways to approach this beginning part, but I like Jennifer's calls. She has a rock in the forefoot, and she's going to play down to it, make it complicated from the start.
Great. Go. Come on. Go. Hard. Go, go, go. Go. Beauty, Dawn. Great job.
Going almost down on top. Interestingly now, is that the game plan? One aggressive team and one not so aggressive?
I think so, and I think it's wise for Jennifer to put a lot of pressure on this Sweeting team, play aggressively, get the angle set up. She's got Dawn McEwen curling at 99%. For Val Sweeting, open style, early bailout, and the last game for her lead was a poor one. I think this matchup at lead will be key.
The game plan is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping families have better financial futures.
Great point, Linda. You don't want to be 55% and going out against Dawn.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Dawn's good at virtually every game, but a little slip by Rochelle in that last game, so she'll have to be her best.
You know, we go back to game one, and it was just yesterday afternoon, Chelsea Carey playing Jennifer Jones, all Winnipeg battle. And I think it was you, Linda, that said, or pardon me, it could have been this. But the point is that you said that Carey did not want to play with her. Jones did not want to get into the game with her and almost avoided some shots. Well, you have to eventually play those shots. Isn't Jones now forcing her to early make shots?
Absolutely, and I like the call by Jones. She could have put up a guard, but I think at this point, just get some rocks in the house, and that's additional pressure to this Sweeting team.
Yep. And there's a little rub on that guard.
My fault. Sorry.
Kathy Gauthier here with us this evening as well. And, you know, we were talking a lot about the players that have been added as fifth. They've gone to Amber Holland, former Canadian champion, carried that team on her shoulders, if you remember. Has trials experience. Is it paying off, do you think?
Well, it is, and it's really interesting because when they came to Amber, everybody knows that she can throw well, but they had a very specific role for her in mind. That is the team strategist. If there is a timeout tonight, it is not the coach. It is Amber that goes out. She gives them two options, and they discuss it before the game. When they talk strategy, it is Amber, not only with the experience at this level, but experience against Jones. So they have a definite plan, and that plan comes from Amber Holland.
When you look at Amber, there's just a whole list of things she brings to the team. Definitely strategy as a skip, but her personality, her calmness under pressure, I think that's going to be just as important for this Sweeting team.
And you see there also on the coach's table, Tana Smiley. And then just beyond them, Kirsten Wall, who is the fifth player for Jones, and Janet Arnott.
Room to get by.
Problem to hang around to sit two here. It's pretty easy. Lots of room around that long guard.
No, Dawn. Off. Dawn. No. Go. Go, Caitlin. Go, Caitlin. Hard. Beauty.
Boy, just enough to push it out the back. And there is Jones with the pressure. Couple of guards out in front. And sitting 2.
Great touch shot by Jill. It wasn't, they weren't happy enough just removing the red and staying for 2. They wanted to get to the inside roll, and they carved past that guard as tight as they could in the beautiful situation here early.
And you can see why the roll was wanted. It's hard to get anything off either of the Yellowstones, and the one that is in top 8 foot is hard to get at anyway, so they're just trying to make something go away.
Dana Ferguson throwing the second stones, but will ultimately hold the brush for her skip, Val Sweeting.
They're just trying to go for the back one, and they actually got a little lucky because they managed just to get enough of the top one, and therefore move the back one behind the tee line, which helps them also.
Now, if you're going to play the more complex game, which Jones will, that means that every member of the team have to be thinking rock placement. And for Jill Officer, this cannot be deep. This has to be top 12, top 8, and a good line to the back one.
Line's good. Line's perfect. Go, 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 go. Hard! Gotta move. Line's good, though. Gotta go, 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 go. Come on. Okay, okay. Good brushing.
Did enough to drag it to the top edge of the 12, but leaving it high. Does this open the door for Sweeting?
Yeah. Just a little bit, Vic. It's a tough shot. They have to go a little wider first end. It's a bit of a calculated guess speed-wise, and you better make this. If you tick off the top one, it could be a long end. There is room to be shot. It's got to be perfect.
Paderni on the left, Ferguson on the right.
Whoa, really coming down. Really,
These are tough shots in the first end. You haven't figured out every path. You have to go a little wider to get by that top 12-foot stone. Speed isn't there, and now what a chance for Jennifer.
Oh, boy. No raise opportunity on that right-hand side either.
The stones are overlapped now on the edge of the 12. The yellow and the red. Right now, Jones sitting 2 with last rock here in the first. Caitlin Laws.
This is that one time where a more experienced team might figure the path out a little quicker. Jennifer's played on arena ice most of her life, whereas Val's team hasn't, and they got caught. You can hear the brusher saying it's coming down, it's coming down. It is slower here.
So McEwen and Officer now trying to drag this one around as it dives at that stone. Diving there, and it's going to bonk off the board.
just the light. I think we can afford it to like 1 1/4 out there right now.
Yeah, I agree.
The best. I think so. That tide's totally blocked off.
There's nothing really. Unless you play it thin, then you only get that one.
Like the tap?
Both teams have lost the out-turn option on that slower spot.
Yeah.
There's lots of room on the other side, but it's yet to be played.
Come around. Okay. Even if you're here, we can get shot. Okay.
Somebody said tap. Would they tap that red stone on the right side of center line? Is that the one they're talking about?
Yeah, that's a good play, too. I think they've decided to go right around it, which is an easier shot. But, yeah, the tap's there for sure. Maybe they want to, by going around with the first one, they might be able to use it later. Here's another educated guess. At first hand, nobody's played out this wide. So she's throwing a little extra out of her hand and see if it comes down a bit here.
Boy, they let off on, they let off on it just a little bit, and they just squeaked by that guard for shot stone.
What a great shot.
Well, the hard part is they wanted to get it by, but didn't want to brush it so there wasn't shot rock, so they were on and off it, and it is just by that guard.
I thought she threw tons of weight there. Look more lower, like back 12 coming out of her hand. So both sides are a little crispy here, a little fresh, as they say, early.
Gaten Laws will now try to run that red stone back. They off center guard.
They want to get their own.
Yes.
And that's what they'll do. They'll pop their own off the center line. And it leaves Sweeting Sitting one without last rock.
Sorry. Just a little bit careful on you.
Yeah, just
No head out there.
It'll
finish. Yep.
We talk about pressure a lot and what that looks like to a team. And if you just rewind in this end and go back to Caitlin Law's first chance to come around and set another one in the house, although there would have been a chance for Sweeting to still play that same draw, she'd then be still thinking there's two in the house. Two I have to think about. And that pressure sometimes gets a miss out of the opponent. So really 2 mistakes by Caitlin in this end.
Like a 14?
Go 14, yeah.
Saying 14, that's hog to hog timing. It would be roughly 28 seconds the whole length of the sheet. Maybe 24 seconds from hog line to stop. Whichever way you time it. That's a hair slower than normal.
What do you think?
First from Val Sweeting, who won the Alberta Championship. Represented the province in Sault Ste. Marie at the Scotties back in 2010.
Okay, 15.
Tough break for Val there. It's a well thrown rock, but it's a hair light and a hair over curled, and now there's room to get at the shot rock. They might have been luckier to leave that a little higher and choke off part of this back one.
Sorry, Val, I should have had them stop.
Yeah,
that's the only thing we talked about earlier. They have powerful brushers, but sometimes the judgment and the communication from the line call isn't there, and that comes back to experience and getting used to that plan B call as soon as you can make it.
What a turnaround.
Okay.
You leave that guarded, a chance to steal. Now Jennifer could actually maybe get to the inside here and sit 2 under cover.
We're done.
Lots of room there.
It's hard to kind of lie too, isn't it?
You'd have to roll.
Without setting up a double, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough.
Okay, let's play hack. Try to get to the nose.
Okay. Thinking like there?
Wait.
Just tack. Whoa.
Yeah, the 4 Scotties title, but the 1
Just tack.
World Championship coming in 2008.
No.
Jones in her first.
No.
Inside roll. Nope, she's going to bang it right on the beak. So is there a chance now for that little inside flip towards the center line for Sweeting here?
Oh, for sure. And you don't even have to make it perfect. You might be better not to. If you could just come down here and just roll into that area, partially buried. Then when Jennifer goes to remove it, it has to slide back onto this rock here.
Go at the end here. So.
Just a little bit of a roll, half a rock.
As we often see to start the game, that one ran fairly straight, even with the quieter takeout weight. So Val will have to be just as careful in that spot.
Sit and flop. Boardish.
Being left-handed, an out turn here. There's a good chance this will run even straighter.
They have they have 2 left-handers on the team.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
No, that's very true.
What do you think I do? Just sit here?
Oh, geez, yeah.
As a matter of fact, yes.
Whoa. Where is it?
Curl.
Scoreboard. Okay.
No, we're just at nose.
Really trying.
Trying.
Okay.
Well, not quite.
Oh, so close.
So the play is there for a couple.
Okay. Try. Just doesn't curl much there. What was that? Thumb 4.
It's a pretty good recovery, though, by the Sweeting team. It was looking like those rocks were going to pile in there. 3 at one point could have been in there. So Joanne Courtney's last rock, she drew in, started to get them out of that trouble.
Wide here is not an option, obviously. The pebble's worn down a bit, so it'll be straighter still.
Final stone here in this opening end. Jennifer Jones with a chance to score a couple. Officer McEwen with the dust. Just has to bang it on the beak and sit right there. Oh. Wow. Feathered that stone. Top 8. And she's saying, what happened to that? Oh, we'll still take our 2.
Yes, I see a little more, but it looked like a little less.
It's game number 3 for the ladies. Let's start our updates with Stephanie Lawton against Renee Sonnenberg. And Lawton surprisingly 0-2. Sonnenberg at 1-1 coming in. And Kathy Sonnenberg, of course, coming through that last chance qualifier in Kitchener.
Well, I'm playing pretty well, just a little bit off this morning in that loss. Stephanie Lawton not able to corner freeze that stone, and so there is access here for the deuce.
So Lonnie McDonald, Carrie Ann McTaggart, and Rona Pasica, all out of the Grand Prairie Curling Club, and that's a great start for Sonnenberg. That momentum coming off those pre-trials with a 2-0 lead. Over on the other side, boy, day 1 was terrible for Rachel Holman, but she won earlier today. Now going against so far winless Chelsea Carey of the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg.
Well, Chelsea Carey tried a split on her final stone, only managed to get 1 in, so this is an attempted blank, something that's automatic usually for Rachel.
Lisa Weigel there, not able to brush it out, and so forced to take 1. The reigning Canadian champion Rachel Holman out of the Ottawa Curling Club. And in the other game, the surprise team, Linda pointed out earlier, Heather Nedwin, Canadian champion, winless so far, with the last rock blanks against Sherry Madaw, who is 1-1. Our cameras, our eye is on it here, so your eyes at home can watch it. It is the Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings from Winnipeg. As we welcome you back to the MTS Center, and Jennifer Jones scores 2 in the first. So Val Sweeting out of Edmonton has the last rock, playing the Redstones here in 2.
A little mistake out of Dawn McEwen. The first one was played in, not quite as deep maybe as they would want. Corner guard automatically by Val Sweeting, but the next one came in, so there would be a double takeout and even a hit and roll possible. It was actually supposed to be just short of the rings, a tight guard.
There's a soft weight double, but I love the weight call because you have to hang around. You make the double and roll out, and Jennifer runs up, peels off the guard, and your chance for 2 is gone.
The nose, I think.
Nice weight control.
We often talk about the men's teams that have the hitting ability to defend a lead. Well, in the case of the women, Jennifer Jones has those weapons, definitely with Jill Officer able to throw big up weights. So if it gets to a stage where they start peeling, look out for Jill.
My apology to Chelsea Carey. I had her at 0-2, but she's 1-1. She beat Heather Nedwin today to hand Nedwin a second loss. So my apology to the Carey team.
It was hard work to get that win, too.
And she actually stole it, scoring a 3 in the extra.
By making the double and hanging around, Jill Officer replaced it with the yellow one, but it's not a dangerous rock.
6-7.
So they're going to go around the corner. That's why they threw it, try to create an error. Should finish here.
7-8. Okay. Might stay close. You might have to finish. Yeah, a little. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Nice shot, Fergie.
14-2.
Like peeling. Probably get that out.
What do you like?
How much do you have of it?
Now this should be the philosophy already determined by the Jones team. As soon as a rock is buried, what do you want to do? Peel or go to the quiet game?
Still a little bit
huge difference in approach. If you peel, you have a lot of time to try and set up a double or get a way out of this. If you start to play the quiet game, you're trying to make that complex situation in the house, but you're playing around a corner guard.
Exactly, the fatal error, I think. It just doesn't work out well all the time, for sure. A little surprised with it. They must be freezing to it with the amount of ice they've taken. They took a ton of ice.
Got no line for this. No line. Get off. We're on the yellow. All there. All there.
Jill Officer.
Tap it. Yes, yes.
Playing a little bit of a wick now. And just missed that call, and it'll slide to be second shot.
If you look at the strength of the player that's in the hack, in the case of Jill Officer, the strength is not that quiet wing. So I would have been running up and peeling that guard for sure. Both philosophy and based on the player throwing the stone.
I'm with you for sure. You're 2 up, peel a guard. They have to control that 2 for the rest of the end. That's hard to do. You're going to have a double opportunity with either Jill, Jennifer, or Caitlin, and you get out of that mess. Maybe even force them to 1. Now the 3's on.
But
is that more?
Go back to the first. Now, granted you don't have last rock, I know. But we agreed that Jones is putting some pressure on her, trying to make Val Sweeting and her team make some shots. Can she not take that same philosophy in here without last rock?
Now we see a gift there, but Vic, actually in that case, you'd be better to draw around your own stone as opposed to going around the one behind the corner. You're just drawing the play exactly where the opponent wants it. And with the 2 points already on the board, then you go to the defensive move.
Top button.
Okay, I think it'll be nice. You guys, like, it's just sliding pretty good here.
Sneaky little error there, though, by the Sweeting team. They rolled another one underneath. Caitlin's going to try to bring the play over to that corner, but if she doesn't roll quite far enough, there'll be a double to set 3.
It's interesting at the moment, too, because neither of those last 2 draws took the path they thought.
Yes.
Both of them either rubbed their top stone way over by center or just got by it.
Heather Nedewin, 2-time Canadian champion, winless so far, but has a chance to get on the board first, doesn't she? Kathy?
Well, she does, and she made a peach on her first one with Sherry Madaw lying 2. She made the perfect freeze. Sherry not able to hit it on the nose, rolled away to be second shot, and so this is the same draw she's just thrown, but this time for the 2 points.
You should have backing.
Jessica Mayer on the left, Lainey Peters on the right, Beth Iskew managing the house.
Good throw, Heather. 2 red.
2 red it is. Nedewin out of the Saville Community Sports Centre in Edmonton, and Madaw from the Coldwater and District Curling Club, Coldwater, Ontario.
So often happens when you watch 2 rocks come down very straight. You think the path is straight. That last one just took off.
Ever.
Joanne Courtney.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And over, and she taps her own, so that little raise on her own.
Pretty good, Joe.
And it leaves Jones for the moment sitting the 2, just biting the edge of the 8, but there are those 3 reds sitting in the 12-foot.
Over curled a hair. I was really close to be a good one.
Back 4, back 8 here.
Okay, I think this will slow down a little bit.
I agree.
A little bit different path.
Yep.
Time to pull the play away. Try to move it to the other side of the sheet.
Line's good. Back court. Running.
Caitlin
Really riding
decided
the line.
to throw extra weight here. They feel it's going to slow down.
Really need it to curl.
It needs to.
Nope. No.
Okay.
That's not bad.
It wasn't a mechanical error. She just guessed at a slower spot there.
Good all this. Almost. Not quite.
Now that was critical to the plan because there's this little series of rocks over here that Val Sweeting is lining up. Saying how she can try nestle one in there, move the yellows.
But we'll have a lot of red.
If you'd actually hit it dead on, there'd be 4 red ones in there. Probably lose the throwing rock, but you've got to try this to move one of the yellows out of the way.
Just nose.
You're going to probably lose your back red.
Corner freezing, saying that one just in front of the tee line doesn't do you anything.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad either, Vic. Wouldn't be bad at all, actually.
It really depends if you think some of these extra reds are going to counter, if you just want to try and capitalize on the last 3 of the end.
Joanne Courtney, Paderni, Ferguson. Just watch this. Now they'll kill one red at the back. When Ray Stone squirts over to bite the 4, that's the shot rock. Second and third, though, belong to Jones.
Didn't work out all that bad. It's not what they wanted. They lost an extra red one. But
1-2.
Yeah,
Jennifer's going to have trouble removing this one.
Yeah, 3/4, 7/8.
You could tap off there. I don't think we want to kill that though.
No.
Like I'm thinking of just throwing like back 12.
Okay.
Out there.
Yeah, I think
That's
it'll.
kind of what Jill's.
Right. Yeah. Got her. Speed's
Not
nice
many
down
teams
this
would
way.
play this shot. What they're going to try to do is bump that red one back, maybe through this way. It probably won't go out, but they're going to bump it so lightly that the yellow one also won't go past. Because if they lose the yellow, that brings this red rock into play. Most teams would just try to peel that, try to get rid of that rock, then they'd roll out, and that would give Val Sweeting a really easy double to sit 2.
Think that's too much?
Just going to try to tap it back a little bit, sit 2, keeping all 3 yellow in play.
I think it's close.
It's an interesting call.
Got it.
It's a tricky little shot, and we just finished saying the draws that were thrown down the center line seemed to fool them. The first 2 went straight, move over a tiny bit, and they got curls. So that's the question that Jennifer's asking.
Yep. That's back on. Yeah.
Really hard to have the right speed here, too.
We heard Jennifer Jones ask, do you think that's right? Of course, to Caitlin Laws. Skip Stones. Jones first.
This one is really going.
Stay on it. Stay on it.
Officer McEwen
We're on the shooter.
as this over curls, and then she bumps it back. And
It's good. Okay. Okay.
just off the corner,
Dad.
which may be a
Really move
bit of a
light,
break.
Yeah, a little late.
If anything, yeah.
Oh, light.
13 and a half.
Not bad, eh? It's not too bad.
No, it's good.
If we're there, she might have a double.
Mine's not rolling the shooter.
That's good.
No. That's kind of my thought then.
Why not?
Yeah, we have to.
Surprise teams without wins. That has to be Stephanie Lawton, 2-time Saskatchewan champion, down 2-0 to Renee Sonnenberg. Kathy?
Well, for sure, and she's in tough again. There's a guard that you can't quite see in there that makes the shot tougher. Renee Sonnenberg played that wide in turn on her first one. Stephanie could not follow her down, and so needs to find a way to get to the 4-foot to prevent a steal.
Well, she'll have to wrap around a stone which is just outside.
Yep.
May even be just biting that top of the 4-foot. Marlies Kastner, Sherry Singler. So get around that one and then just nibble and will not. And so it's a steal of one more. Renee Sonnenberg, 3-0.
A piece of the 4, like. Okay. There's ideal.
Okay.
Tees, not bad.
Okay.
So 2 double options there. There's a tough one around the corner guard. You can see if you can sneak by that corner guard with the out-turn, play that yellow double on the left-hand side of the sheet, roll to the middle. It'd be 3 reds against 1 lone yellow. The other options hit the back double. Same thing, 3 and 1.
Earlier, Kathy, we showed you Rachel Holman, or you showed us Rachel Holman sticking on a blank attempt, leading 1-0 final stone Chelsea Carey, and she's facing what, 1 or 2?
Well, she's facing 1, but Rachel Holman just made a huge shot. It has been all Chelsea Carey. This end was lying 3 on her final. Rachel made a great hit and roll.
Lindsay Ditheridge, Kristen Foster.
And she's playing hard to tap it back for 2, but this is what happens with that weight. Steal of 1.
It is 2-0 Holman.
Just like halfway.
Yeah, just a hair on the inside.
Yeah. I think you almost.
Nice to see
Yeah.
Carey third, Christy McDonald back
It's a type 5.
after missing the opening draw because of flu.
I think you want to roll right on the face of the yellow if you can.
Okay.
If you leave it high, she's got that. Pack?
Yep.
That should be close.
Yep. You got her.
Trying to make a play on the red stone at the back of the 4 and roll in front of the yellow, make it harder to remove the one she's about to throw. It's a funny little end. And a lot of shots that haven't been quite made, but have put the other team in a tough spot.
Back 12.
Jennifer's overcurled by a bundle here with her last one, so I assume there'll be an adjustment here. They're not taking much more ice, so it obviously has to be a little harder speed.
Final stone for Jennifer Jones. Val Sweeting does have the last drop, playing the red stones. Right now it is Sweeting sitting the 2 right around the edge of the 4. Oh, yeah. Caitlin Law is just bellowing out. Officer McEwen just there, and now that little roll, and it looks like the yellow may be the by that much shot stone.
Just drawing.
Sorry, it goes anywhere. Sorry, I thought I threw too much weight.
It's okay.
That's perfect, isn't it?
She can tick it, but it's pretty good. Yeah.
Is there a little touch there for 2?
Well, it's tough, Vic. Normally, yes, but I think they're actually glued together, and if they're actually touching, it's going to be tough to move it with the soft weight that Val's going to throw. Look at that. It's really, if there's a little bit of separation there, that would be an easy shot, but I'm not sure they can move it enough.
Getting close to good in this path, though.
A wonderful little roll by Jones.
She's going to give it a try, though, it looks like, is she?
Yep.
There's just not much room by the red one to play any weight, so you're basically drawing and hoping you can hit it a fraction on the center line side to move it. Really tough.
Yeah. If you threw some weight and you ever wrecked on your own red one, yikes.
I did it like
it's just a free draw for 1, I believe, and if they get the line perfect, they'll give it a try. Have to score 1 here.
Stay up line. Line up.
Val Sweeting, final stone. Quiet, tap, touch for a possible 2. And here they go. 2 of the best young sweepers in the game right now, Joanne Courtney, Rochelle Federney. This is a big scrub for them, really a big scrub. And now need that inside roll probably. And they are going to give up a steal of 1. 3-0 Jones. You dirty rat, you're the one that killed my sister. James Keck. It's the television event that takes you back to the mob wars of 1940s Los Angeles. I have my Tommy gun out right now. Mob City, a 3-part series from The Walking Dead's Frank Darabont. It starts Wednesday at 9 Eastern. And it's exclusively on Bravo.
Don't lose your sports job.
Thank you. Remember those? That is James Cagney. Oh, it's great stuff. Welcome back to the MTS Center on this Monday night, day 2 of the Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings. That was a difficult end, I think, for the Val Sweeting team, and that's the kind of thing now you wonder about. There's always going to be a question mark, I think, with all respect about them at this moment. They were in position, I think, to maybe certainly get 1 quiet tap. May have gotten them the deuce. Now you wonder how they're going to handle this.
Yeah, and you know, we talk about experience, and one of the things that experience teaches you is you cannot play a shot that will take you away from having a sure 1. So first of all, ice reading was an issue. They never read that spot very well. Secondly, she played the kind of shot where she was thinking the tick, you play the draw, brush it potentially for the tick. And the third thing was the communication, Vic. The plan B was never made. They should have let it over curl and try and punch the rock that was already in sideways a little bit.
Yeah.
So you could just see in that end that lack of experience showing up. Now, this is the kind of team in Sweeting I see learning very quickly.
Rochelle Federney. Interesting, I had a chat with Amber Holland before the game, and it echoed some comments that we were making at dinner time, looking ahead to the game.
It's fine.
And I was asking her, because prior to the event beginning, she said that the team came in, just had no idea what was going to be here. Just said, okay, what's happening? And so I said, now what do they think? She says, well, now they're starting to ask some questions because they are seeing themselves at the top of the table. People are wondering why they're there, and but she says really she's trying to keep them at that same emotional level that cliche level of one at a time. But you do wonder when the moment will hit them.
Yeah, the mind is a wonderful thing, and we heard Val Sweeting say, I want to stay in the moment, which means stay in the present. Do not let your mind go ahead to if I win, if I'm at the top of the standings, all those sorts of things. But the mind wants to do it. It's just natural. You're looking at the lineup, the games that you're about to play, who's winning, who's losing. I think Amber's terrific at trying to stop that, but stopping it is easier said than done.
That's good. You can go if you need to. It's really don't need to.
Yeah, if they could just have the mindset that if we happen to lose this game, we're 2-1 against the best teams in the world. Our one loss was to Jennifer Jones. That's a pretty good start. And they just walk in here saying, if I ever win it, that's gravy. And don't put any extra pressure. The pressure's on Jones to win this game.
17-4.
Now, the reason we talk about that steal being so big, we're only in the third end. It's only 3-0. But this is what Jennifer Jones can do. There's 2 rocks in the house, 1 for each team, but the danger rock is the guard. So Jennifer will peel it out, force Sweeting to come back into the middle at a point where maybe she'll leave a shot for Jennifer. So that extra steal gives Jennifer this chance to start to defend.
Sweeting does have the last rock. She has the hammer again here in 3, playing the Redstones.
Yeah.
And then again, you pointed out, Linda, that weapon of the ability, that upweight ability of Jill Officer at the second spot has almost a men's-like ability to run things off or run things back to get something in the house too.
Oh, no question, the leg drive is unbelievable. One of the hardest throwing
just as high as it
players in the game. And the other thing she does so well is the rotation. She's got a little extra rotation on that, and when the rock that comes out of her hand hits the object rock, it just takes right off. And with these running edges, it's amazing how far those things slide.
Straight here too.
Very easy shot for Jill.
Heather Nedwin with a 2-0 lead as we look at this. And does Sherry Madaw have a chance at a double for 2 here?
Well, she does. She was going to play the draw, and I think she's been talked a little bit into this shot. Needs to cross the face of the stone.
And she'll get her single. Was it impossible to jump it across, do you think, and avoid?
No, you just had to hit more, like less of it. It had to keep curling.
Okay. So Madaw's on the board, down 2-1.
You know, it's interesting because I don't want to pick on Sherry Madaw, but she made the mistake earlier today and gave up a steal because she tried to throw an intern very hard. And if there's one thing that she struggles with, it's that up weight. And in that case, she was also throwing a little harder to make the double and was a little outside, similar to earlier today. So back to your point, Vic, about Jill Officer, if you're going to try and generate extra speed, and you're a player that struggles sometimes with doing that, one of the easiest ways to do it is try that arm extension. You can slide out with similar takeout weight to a normal takeout, extend the arm almost a push, add the rotation Russ is talking about, and you don't tend to throw yourself off as much on that line side.
People first try the arm extension, they are usually off the broom and they decide it's not a good method, but it's like everything else, just do it enough times. You perfect it. You'll see the Holman team use it. They tend to float the rock wide. Is that a negative? Not if you do it every time.
Caitlin Laws backing up just a little bit, and that's the ability.
Nice call, Jen.
The ability and also the call, Vic, because it was going to be a thin peel, so why not go after the one in the house? Great call, great throw, big weight, made the shot.
And you heard Caitlin Laws say, great call, Jennifer Jones.
He hit it really thin.
Arguably the best in the game at calling a line and seeing those shots to begin with.
A little bit of room right now.
Joanne Courtney.
8, just 7, 8,
Room.
9.
No line. Should be tons. Whoa.
I'd like to go.
You have 0
8.
line.
No, we're there.
Okay, wait only. We're right beside right now.
Okay. Close.
Right on the side.
And they'll just leave it a little shy.
Kick to the wing.
wings, it's a little, maybe a hair better. I agree. Yeah. You got her.
You have to commit on this if you're Jennifer. Do I want to hit half of it and save the back one, or do I want to hit it dead on and lose the back one? But you'd love to keep 2 yellow in there so there is no blank opportunity.
Firm.
Good, Jen.
Jones and the team saying before it all began that they've done all they can in terms of their preparation, whether it was on the Bonspiel circuit, whether it was in practice, their psychological preparation. They're as tuned for any event. This Roar of the Rings.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Clean. 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 Nice, Jen. Nice, Jen. Good throw. Nice, Jen.
Nice throw.
Yeah, it won't go anywhere.
Okay.
Changing tactics here now, trying to hit and roll over on top of the yellow. You could freeze one more time. If you tried to freeze the back one, you might see a guard go up on the rock that's in such a dangerous spot. So I think it's a good move to change it up. Hard to roll to the perfect spot here, though.
10. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Yeah. Hard. Whoa. Hard. Yeah. Hard. Hard.
Moderny.
Yeah.
Courtney on the brush.
Oh, easy. Yeah, hard.
Renee Sonnenberg opened with 2 with the hammer, stole 1, Kathy, as Stephanie Lawton plays her last.
Well, she's facing 2. There was a stone on the right-hand side of the house. You'll see very quickly there that she made an attempt at her first one. That's the one at the back. Missed it altogether. And so this now is the forced hit. And she will pick up her 1.
To get on the board, 3-1 Sonnenberg. Lawton still looking for her first win.
Yeah.
So, just a 10.
Okay, shot.
This is really the perfect situation for Jennifer. She got the steal last end to go ahead 3-0, and now she has a chance to sit 2, wide open end.
Rachel Holman, reigning Canadian champion, opened with a single with the hammer, stole 1 final stone on the way now for Fort Rouge Curling Club's Chelsea Carey.
Well, she's got a chance to tie this game up. Rachel on her first one was playing a double and only made contact very lightly with the second one, kept it around, and that's led to the deuce.
And a tie game, both teams at 1-1.
Same difference, really, yeah. I slipped twice, so like my back foot.
Did I realize?
Yeah.
Just a little comment from Jill that she's having trouble with the surface. We did say that with the warmth in the building, sometimes the surface gets a little hard to work with, and when you're trying to push to get that grip, sometimes your foot does slide out from under you.
Could be the airflow that Hans talked about earlier. You can't really control that, and they were getting footprints on sheet D, game number 2 last night. So it might be the outside sheets, really closest to the crowd, might be getting a little bit warmer.
Nice force situation for Jones.
Final stone. Needs to bang it right there. Can't afford to roll too much. And does a nice job to roll inside to catch the 8-foot for the single point. She's on the board, Val Sweeting and her team from Edmonton. Val Sweeting from Edmonton gets on the board in the 3rd. But it's Jennifer Jones scoring 2 with the hammer in the first, steal of 1 in the second with a 3-1 lead. So we welcome you back to the MTS Center. Monday night coverage, Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings, and it will be Jones that has the last rock She has the hammer. Here in 4 playing the Yellowstones.
Okay, 47 to 15.
So here we go. This is what I think is really going to predict whether or not Val Sweeting can get back in this game. You know Jennifer Jones loves the come-around game. You know Val Sweeting, being behind on the scoreboard, needs rocks in play. So guard goes up, good for Val, but nice come-around by Dawn McEwen. So it is Rochelle that has to try and keep up, get a rock on a good angle in the house.
Oh, Dawn made a nice come around. Who knew? Who knew?
How unusual.
Little bit of room if you're here on your own.
She's brilliant at those angles, and you have to be if you're playing the style that Jennifer Jones wants to play. She needs a lead that can throw high numbers with those difficult angles.
Nice shot, Rochelle. Nice.
Very nice.
Right to the nose, I think. I'd love to come here, but
Yeah. We can get that there on the intern.
I think we could probably get there with the intern. I think so. Right the
Interesting. That's a great shot from the end. It's much easier to get the right-hand side of that corner of that red rock with the out turn, but they're not sure what it does there either. I'm not sure whether it was slower or they weren't. It's a little bit straighter there. I'm not sure. So they're going to try to over curl, which is really difficult for Dawn.
Let it work. Let it work. More room. Sweep for the 12-foot only. Wait,
got no line, Jill.
It'll be in a better path. Get off.
No.
Yeah, we're full 8, but
That's not a curling dive.
No, wait.
No, never, Caitlin. No. Never.
Okay, Dawn.
rock a little better.
Not quite the angle she wanted. Obviously, there's a yellow tap later.
Could be.
Low 14?
Yeah.
Low 14? Okay.
Val's team cannot let up, though. As soon as there is a situation in the house that will allow it, you're probably going to see Jennifer peel and open it up and then have a chance to reset those angles.
It looks hot.
Looks like tons. Yeah, we're a little hot.
Yeah. No,
Dana
you're
Ferguson.
right. Looks like you need a rub, though.
We sure do.
You're still by.
No, we're back 12.
13.5.
Look at the difference with that extra weight. On the overhead, it looks way heavy, but it's only 4 or 5 feet heavy, and it wasn't anywhere near with the line. You have to have perfect speed to get the line on this particular sheet.
Around even. Is it bad to change the angles around, or
Yeah, we could try.
like nosing?
When they nose that, then we're
Yeah.
kind of
I mean, if they nose, then we have a nose double back, and we're probably
Yeah.
forced. But
See, we'd hate to give her a steal here. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, we could try this, but then we leave them the
Yeah.
double back. Do you know what I mean? We could try to nose
that's
that.
kind of like, that was either like that or the peel.
I think we just peel.
Okay.
Well thought out. 2 points up. You have hammer. Peeling a center guard's never wrong.
Earlier today in the
Straight field, Joe.
men's feature game, Martin against Stout, we saw Mark Kennedy able to run things back. Now, granted, the angles may not be the same. With Jill Officer and her ability, would she play that kind of run back here?
Oh yeah, no problem. That's definitely a shot that Jill can make all day. But in this case, you're right. The angles are really ugly to play that red run back. You can take out both yellows, leave all the reds.
I really think your second
One of the other interesting things about this game tonight is that Jennifer Jones was the very first to qualify, winning the Canada Cup when she beat Chelsea Carey, and the last to qualify was Val Sweeting 2 weeks ago at the pre-event trials in Kitchener. Now, being the first to qualify, easier for a team when you think back, yes, to have that in your pocket and then just go through your preparation?
Well, I think so. I think collecting the points and scrambling at the end of that process is really tough. And for Jennifer, they already are a Bonspiel team. They set a schedule where they compete and train and test their plans and all those sorts of things. So they weren't going to give that up with that early qualification. I just think it's way easier.
No, that really went. Do you like?
Well, I was kind of like confused because Yep.
Come here, Caitlin.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Jones and the team did their share of bond spieling. Interesting. Usually, from what I saw, it was in the neighborhood of 4, 5, 6 different events.
Is there space?
So they played just the 3, but they did win once. That was in Saskatoon. They lost another final in Calgary, but were first in Monies 1. So it was a very much a calculated preparation.
The difference this year is that this event, and I talked about it earlier today, is actually still in the Bonspiel season. So it does move everything a little bit earlier. And for teams that don't need as many games, because this Jones team is intact for the last couple of years, they don't need as many games together as maybe these teams that have inserted a new player. So that's why the schedule is a little lighter.
Good speed.
Joanne Courtney, not quite wrapping it around.
That's all.
Yeah.
But it's
Here,
there
like,
for
that first.
second shot.
Like, kind of play this. I'm thinking just like a 9? Would you like 8?
Oh, I don't think we need to throw it very hard.
Okay, I thought you wanted to
Sometimes
take
it's
it.
a funny game. Like that was a really great attempt. If it had come a little bit farther, not only be shot rock, but it's tough for Caitlin to get at it. Now that it's where it is, Caitlin will throw a rocket down here, hit this one first. It'll go out for sure. And what this should do is loosen up this combination here. And if they can move that combination apart, they'll have a chance to score more than one this end.
That looks like a lot.
Need some
but I know
speed
we
here.
have to hit it thin, so, or it's better to hit it at high side.
Maybe a thick half.
Caitlin Laws.
I got it.
Yes! Yes! Oh!
McEwen at opposite, pick her up as it just rides that line. A bang right in the middle. And just as you said, it pops the 1, pushes the
Jumped a bit, eh? Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Jones stone to the back edge of the 8. And now there's a bit of an angle on the stone as well.
1, 2.
Not quite as good as they wanted. If they hit it a little thinner, they would have moved that red one that's at the top of the 4-foot off to the left a little bit, but still 3 yellow in there.
Scarred for now, hey? No?
There's 3 yellow in there and the guard is gone.
Yeah.
So the
So I'm like,
main goal this in is to ensure a score for the Jones team. And then the next goal, of course, is to try and get a second one. So still opportunities for that second goal, but the risk of giving up a steal went way down when the guard was peeled off.
But then they... I don't like that.
scared of leaving the double there.
I like the other way better. This way, yeah.
We sit here. We go there. Don't they have the double if I'm a foot light? Like,
How do they double there?
okay, sure, let's try it.
Okay, let's make it. Or just sit second back here.
Okay,
I don't mind that.
sure, back 4. Let's go.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
make it. I guess they play that.
I like it.
I like it.
We're
Okay.
1, maybe 2. So 4 feet more weight.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, that's why Jennifer didn't play this turn earlier. They're not sure of the speed out here, but it's interesting. And I've always felt with Jones, they play a very aggressive style, as you mentioned a couple of times. And I think against a team like Val, who hasn't seen that many rocks in play, you can run yourself out of time. We're looking at the 19 options that are available.
I think the thing that does happen too for the Sweeting team is there is the question from the hack, and not necessarily saying it's a bad call, but just trying to think it through. And then Val starts to second guess, and that's difficult for the skip.
Yeah, 9. We'll get to. Yeah, yeah. Whoa. Just
Little
7.
bump on their own.
Not
They
good.
sit the shot stone center line top 4. Update, Netawin against Madaw, and it's Madaw down by 1, but sitting 3, unfortunately. More fortunately for Heather Netawin, she has the last rock.
Well, she does, and it's a bit of an easier shot than she probably thought she would have. On Sherry's final one, was trying to play the hit and roll. It caught some sort of debris. It got rid of the stone, but it is wide open.
Hold it, girls, no roll.
And hold it they do. They're hanging on the edge of the button for the single. 3-1 Nedowin.
Talk about great brushing. Heather has that as well with Lainey Peters and Jessica Mayer. Very nice position in front of that rock.
Val Sweeting's trying so hard to steal a point here. She has to be really careful not to give the entire ball game away.
I don't know.
A really good chance to be 4 yellow in the rings here.
We talked about the doubt of that last shot that Sweeting played, and sometimes you see a miss, and it was a miss that came up short, left the double.
Never.
Not a lick of the brush.
Okay.
Jeez. Hey, Cal. Just that extra weight, like even a 9 just runs a bit.
Well, now no matter where we go, she kind of has a double.
What if we ever? No, I guess hitting
Yes,
that
we
top
just-
one doesn't do anything for us.
I don't know if we'll sit second though. When she makes that double. The tap's kind of risky.
It's risky, yeah. It's thinking like if we hit 3, no, that's kind of dangerous. I was wondering if we bring this one in, Val.
I don't mind calling a time right now.
Okay. Come on.
There's a few choices. You can tap it a little bit, but you got to be careful where you tap it, and you can obviously throw a guard. You just cannot tap it over here because that will be such an easy raise.
This is
So timeout has been called. Amber Holland will come out and join the team.
just in case she makes a double. Then
Holland,
we only
the
have
2011
this one in the house. Like if we go
Scotties
here now, she has
champion.
a double. If we tap, she has a double. She can slice the 3 and maybe get both these for a pile.
What do you think, Amber?
Yeah, not a lot of options. So can you play the? And that's going back onto that one, right?
Probably, because we'd have to play it this way, and we'd probably
that's what I
even
was
stuff the
thinking,
3.
yeah.
Right. So second shot is probably what you're thinking somewhere, but where to put that so they don't have the double, right?
Right.
We know, like, tried to hit and roll off 3. Does that bring that? No.
It might still be shot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Are you thinking hit something or draw in if we can?
Not even sure at this point. So you're thinking hitting that?
Well, I don't know. We can't even sit second, though. I don't know. That would just be eliminating in case anything went awry.
Yeah.
Is the guard ever, like, it even
Well, she can still slice the 3, Rochelle.
Yeah, but
You're
then
not second
will we
shot
have
freeze
easy-
to your own at the back, right?
We might be close.
Yeah, but we could still try to draw in
Come
here.
right here. Mine really carved in at the end.
Yeah, it'll go.
It'll go.
If you get to close to the nose, so then that doubles.
As long as we don't leave a nose triple. Yeah.
So do you want to be right frozen to it, or do you want to be?
No, because then we're not. So
I think we have to be right frozen to it, or she just beaks that and
Then
it's
she
gone.
makes this and sits 2.
Okay.
If she might kill all of them if we leave it in a wrong spot, right?
But if she sits here, she might.
Like she probably can't hit
She
nose.
can't hit nose here. No.
But if we're here, she doesn't have to. She
Okay.
can just.
Okay, so frozen to the back one.
Frozen back one. So like a 14.
Yeah.
Make sure we're back. Okay.
Yeah.
There was a lot of negative thinking in that discussion, and I was a little surprised that Amber let them chatter for as long as they did before Amber made some sort of suggestion. So the theory they're going with is the best guard is second shot. The only thing is you have to get that second shot into a position where it's not very accessible.
We just illustrated that. If it's anywhere on that right-hand half, that double raise is immiscible. Could have thrown a straight guard, and even if they make a raise and get the red one out, you've got a guard to come around with your last one.
Line's good.
So it is Skip Stones here in 4.
9.
Val Sweeting with her first.
Wait only.
Jennifer Jones has last rock.
Line's really good. Line's okay.
Little bit of room.
There it goes.
There.
Yeah. It's up to you. Line's great. Right to here.
Lock it on.
No bump. Lock it on.
Room.
No
Room
bump.
if you're
Yep,
tapping.
yep. Go, go, go.
And lock it on she does.
I can get that, Tessa. Right on the nose. Nice.
think there's a triple there now. Not easy.
Let's quickly go over and join Kathy. Stephanie Lott and Renee Sonnenberg. 3-1 Sonnenberg leading. And she's come down now to try and, I guess, she's facing, I guess, a couple right now around on the tee line on the 4-foot, right?
And they've spent a lot of time this end. They've had a timeout. They've looked at angles. She played a sideways slash on her first one to get another one of those rocks out of the 4-foot. Still lying two. They were looking at playing the angle, the red straight back onto the yellow, onto the red, as you see them in a straight line with hit weight. But I think her team has suggested from the hack that she throw more control weight so they don't lose the Yellowstone.
And in our game, you suggest there's a triple there, Russ?
If Jennifer can get enough of that top one, yes, there is. And even if you hit it across the top, it's there.
That's a tough shot right now, right?
You can actually get, if you can actually, you'd love to hit it that way. That'd be the easier way, but you can also hit it this way. If you hit it about half this back rock, both of these red ones will actually spin to the right a little bit.
It's like edge to edge.
I think it's there.
Well, it's
and Sonnenberg is just trying to touch her yellow at the top edge and push it up.
Yeah, that's a dangerous shot too. If it ever ticks that red one coming in, it's a steal of 3.
Final stone on the way now from Renee Sonnenberg, and this is just touch your own, is it, Kathy?
This is the same shot, but instead of hit weight, it's tap tap.
Okay. Come over and just touch that, and will not. And there is the 2 for Lawton. Steal of 2 and 4. They're tied at 3.
Wider. What do you guys think?
I don't think it'll be too bad out here.
Okay.
Still can't
What'd
drop
you get
it,
on
though.
hers?
I got a 14.
Don't really want to come to the back one, so.
Okay.
I really thought Jennifer would give that a go, that hit.
I really thought she would for a variety of reasons. If you don't make the triple, still you've got that one out of the way, and then you still have Val Sweeting having to put another one in play that isn't going to give you a shot.
Exactly. The only one that's going to hurt Jennifer is the one she's ignoring, the one at the top of the 8-foot.
Jennifer Jones in her first. As we take a look at Chelsea Carey, Rachel Homan in a 2-2 tie. Chance for 3 here for Homan.
Indeed. In fact, Chelsea Carey made a triple on her last shot to leave this situation.
The reigning Canadian champion, Rachel Homan. Out of the Ottawa Curling Club, Chelsea Carey from the Fort Rouge here in Winnipeg. Lisa Weigel, Alison Treviasic, Emma Miskew, and there it is. 1, 2, and 3 for Homan. Trying to win her second in a row after she dropped her opener yesterday.
It really came in there. Because I got to throw.
Well, we questioned the shot call, and the rock ends up pretty deep. It's a little hard to see who is shot between the red top button, or top 4-foot rather, and the yellow at the back.
Maybe tap it.
Just froze into there.
I think it's yellow.
I think it's yellow too, but just. And the thing is that we already mentioned some things. It leaves the same path now for Val.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of room. 7, 8. Really good.
Final stone for Val Sweeting.
8. Whoa. No line. Curl. No.
Being called right off now by Dana Ferguson, who's working the house. Paderni, Courtney on the brush. And would love to just be right on the nose.
Very nice shot. Wow. You have to hand it to Val. There's just no sign of cracking at all. They're making all the big shots.
Nice shot, Val.
Very cool, 26-year-old Val Sweeting.
It's a little overlap. Or maybe not.
Probably lose the 1. It would only be for 1 anyway.
Yeah. Do you think the draw is easier than the tap?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
Luckily for Jennifer, you just played it, but this is not a simple curling shot. Cannot wreck, you give up 2 for sure. You're a little heavy, you roll off, you give up 2. Not a lot of real estate to aim at.
No, I was surprised at the choice on her first.
But regardless of line, we need half in the 4.
Okay.
I think with the right weight, the line should get there, so.
Okay. Looks like it from here.
It was probably just through. Yeah.
It is something to be out there on that ice and seeing on the big screen all your rocks in play. Now you're standing back hoping that this one doesn't work out.
So facing 2 with her last, Jennifer Jones. McEwen. On the right, Officer on the left. All you. It's all this front end now. As it starts to dive at the stone, top 8. Diving at that stone, top 8. And there's the little rub and roll in the wreck. And it's going to be 1 for sure. They'll have a look. It looks like it's 2 from this angle.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, I might as well just measure.
Yeah. They're going to put the stick to it, but from overhead, it looks like it is 2 red, steal of 2 for Sweeting. And now you come back to that first stone of Jones.
I really question the decisions this end, and it's not often we say that about Jennifer. She really has a good grasp of angles and what will work.
Better weight, it swooped.
I just thought she was leading into a position where she might be facing a tough shot on her last, and that's what happened.
Exactly. She wasn't far off. That seemed to curl on them big time. They were more worried about the speed. The speed was perfect. They had to get it by.
Back button, maybe, yeah.
So from the Sweeting stone, all the way around town to and the point to the Sweeting stone, and it is a steal of 2. Now Sweeting.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's good. We're new.
We have said before that Val Sweeting is very cool, and here's a great example of it. Needs to make the freeze, and it's a key shot.
It certainly is, and these don't look spectacular, but this is cool. Just by the guard, perfect speed, just nudges out a hair. Jennifer could duplicate the exact same shot, steal it too. That's huge.
Key shot is brought to you by Scotty's Tissue, the perfect touch of design and softness. As we welcome you back to the MTS Center, now in a 3-3 tie. After Jones had taken the 3-0 lead, Sweeting got 1, steals 2 as we go to the 5th. And it'll be Jones, Jennifer Jones, who has the last rock here in 5, playing the Yellowstone.
That was a massive change in this game, a huge momentum shift. And when that happens and your skiff makes the mistake on that last one, missed the shot, it really is up to the other 3 to try and get the next end set up. So Don McEwen will try and start it off. Nice come around.
Strange ending to that end. You know, you see steals all the time, but there were no guards. You steal it too. What a just a wonderful shot by Val. Just managed to get the deuce.
Line's close. Wait's close. You can go. 4. Line's good. 5. Line's good. All you. Line's good. Take a look. You can go. Yep. Yep. Line. Hard to line. Hard. Go down. Go.
Whoa. Leave it out.
Oh my gosh, that curled so
Good
much.
sweep.
15-7.
Okay.
That was like,
Yeah.
sorry.
One perfect shot by Don already. Going to loop it around with the other turn.
Yeah,
Keep it as high as they can, maybe full 8 foot.
Sean has that arm extension,
Yeah.
and that's, we call that riding the deceleration curve, because as soon as you're out of the hack, you're slowing down. So she slows down a little bit past where she needs to and does the arm extension to get the feel of weight, and she is so accurate with the weight.
Kind of like that.
Kind of like that.
Kind of like that, as she just snaps that hand back at the hog line and snaps one in there.
Yeah. Heel. Okay.
Okay, right up.
Because it's angled, there is a raised double, and nothing Dawn could have done about it. There's no way you could get by the guard any tighter than she did, but this is makeable.
Yes. Hard.
Dana Ferguson,
Hard.
Courtney, Penerney. Bang this on the nose and run it back and get them both. Oh, and she just misses a really brilliant shot as the rainstone just squirts out into the open on the other side.
You are a demanding skip big router. That was a beautiful shot.
It would have stopped behind cover.
Okay. Oh, very nice.
Some dangerous red rocks out in front for Val Sweeney to use.
See it.
Whoa. 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 Clean. Whoa. No.
Jill Officer.
Okay.
Is it sticking around? Yeah.
Yeah, let's stick right there.
That little roll, there's just enough of a roll. There's some daylight between the guard and the rock and the rings. Now you can hit and roll underneath. Pretty straight spot here.
Does it matter? I mean, it's a fine point. Does it matter whether you roll in behind the tighter guard, or do you want to prefer to roll behind the longer one?
I think the longer the better, because that raise becomes the degree of difficulty goes up with that longer distance.
Lift that nose right now.
Also gets you closer to the button.
Hard, Michelle.
So there's that roll, and they'll maybe tuck a corner.
Okay. 10-8. Make that double. Throw here.
I think it's time to go after those front ones. It's either that or you ignore everything and start drawing, because you're not going to be hitting that one that's a little tiny bit behind cover.
Whoa. No.
Feel it? Yep. Whoa, Don, stick around. Go, Don. Yep. Okay.
Okay. I think you're good.
Sense a little momentum shift here. We're getting
14 and a half.
the fact that Jones appears to be the one chasing a little bit now.
Oh, absolutely. Huge change after that last end.
Gotta be T-line. Okay, 6.
Room right now.
Line's
Let's
okay.
go.
Line's
Line's
okay. Room if you're all here.
Should go.
Should be okay. 6.
Easy.
Line's fine. You might open an over curl. Sit. No. Sit.
Yep.
Hard.
Hard. Take a piece.
Late. Hard. You gotta go. Hard.
That's good. You're gonna come down.
And it's an interesting thing what that momentum will do for you, because suddenly the other players pick up on it, and there she is. Courtney just wraps one around.
Yeah, exactly. They're believing. There's no question about it. And we talked about it earlier. The pressure's on Jones to win this game, and with the 2-point lead in hammer, that's all gone. Now there's even more pressure on them.
Whoa, Opcho.
Trying to play the wide double.
Caitlin Laws, one, and she'll stuff it.
Good try. Opens it up.
So it leaves Sweeting sitting the 2 without as we play here in 5 of a 3-3 tie.
Trying to guard that stone that was just put in there by Joanne. And We haven't talked a lot about guards. We did talk about it in Kitchener, where sometimes they were difficult to position, but it seems here, as long as the weight is close, they're a little bit easier maybe to put in position.
Definitely easier.
I'd rather be out. No, we don't want them to roll on. Whoa.
Why? Because there's not as much curl?
There's that massive finish we saw in Kitchener.
Yeah.
You're 2 feet light, it just doesn't get that desired spot. 2 feet heavy, it overcurls.
Well, Stephanie Lawton came back with a steal of 2 in the 4th to tie, but it's Renee Sonnenberg who is sitting 1 back 4. Chance for 2 here, Kathy?
Indeed, but she does have to get to the 4 on Stephanie's last stone. She was trying to play down to that Sonnenberg stone, was just that little bit light. That's the stone that's at the top of the 4-foot on the left-hand side of the line.
So just put a little piece of this in the red, or more commonly referred to as the 4-foot. There it is, the red 4-foot for 2. And they'll go to the break, and Renee Sonnenberg has the lead.
We talked about positioning guards, but what ended up happening was it wasn't really a guard. It came in too deep, and that left the hit for the Jones team.
Snows it?
Yeah.
Control.
Like a 10-8, I think I threw last.
Yeah, okay.
Just spun. Yeah. Just went sideways. Like, I mean, I thought we should sweep it early to hold it out there and then have it finish, and
I thought they did sweep it early.
I think they're still talking about the last end in that draw.
Just
Sweep.
whoa. Whoa.
Yep.
No.
Val Sweeting at her first.
No.
Yeah, we're good.
No.
Yeah.
Who to listen to here?
Fine.
Yes, no, yes, and bangs it on the nose.
Well, first of all, it usually means it's close, which is nice for the brushers, but truthfully, you should always listen to the person in the house.
Just don't respond to it. Yeah.
There you go. I just don't respond to it. Doesn't matter what Val is saying. I don't hear you.
So it was good when Russ was playing because he lost his voice, so people didn't even know when he was throwing what he said.
To the third, whether I liked it or not.
I wanted to throw that finish hard, so I figured.
Yeah, that was a bit crafty.
Doesn't happen as much now.
You sound disappointed.
It's normal.
Trying to roll it in behind that corner.
Very nice.
Shoot. Good Den.
Nice done.
It's a confident team when you can do something like that. Instead of rolling it towards the middle, maybe set up a double for your last one. Even though the end's gone poorly for the Jones team, they're still trying to find a way to score 2 points. Great call by Caitlin there, because they weren't listening to Jennifer, obviously.
Yeah, the same problem. There was a battle between the skip and third.
What do you think that out turn hit will do? We haven't played it. I would think same as that in turn.
I agree. I think it'll track and then finish. Yeah.
It's a great thing when you listen to the players. Not only are they thinking strategy, but they're thinking ahead. Because this is thinking time, as soon as the other team turns over the house to you, your clock is running. So you take the time behind the house to talk about the ice and the shot that you might play.
Final stone, Val Sweeting trying to come down on the corner of that rock that just rolled in behind.
Yeah, exactly. He has to sit too. They don't want to overcurl here.
And look at this now. This is a huge scrub for Courtney Pederney. There's that guard they have to get by. This is a big scrub for them now. Get it by the guard, then just glue it on the corner. Take it down all the way. Put it right on the corner to sit 2. How nice is that?
That was made by the brushers. For a while, I thought it might even rub the yellow one out in front. Then I thought it might overcurl the spot. They got it to the corner to sit second shot. I almost can't believe it happened.
Head right over the handle. Hands down low. Just beautiful technique. And are they working hard?
Now that it is this brushing by these two, Courtney and Pederney, which some suggest some of the best in the game right now. And with Dana Ferguson, all three of them coming out of the University of Alberta. They played CIS championships. Worked a lot with Marcel Rock in Edmonton on their brushing technique, and it paid off right there. Final stone facing a couple. And will sit on the edge of the 4 for a single. Jennifer Jones gets one here in 5 to take a 4-3 lead as they go to the break on this Monday night. It's day 2. The Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings, the Canadian Curling Trials. The 2 unbeaten women's teams. Val Sweeting from Edmonton, Jennifer Jones, Winnipeg.
The 2013 Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings is brought to you by World Financial Group, creating a better tomorrow for families today. WFG.
Let's get you caught up on the game between Carey and Holman. After Holman had scored 3 in the 4th, Chelsea Carey bounced back here.
He had a really tough shot. Rachel Holman called a timeout, looked to where to place it because it could have been a shot for 4. In fact, this is just a shot for 2, but a tough one. Has to stick around with the shooter.
Both teams coming in at 1-1. Yeah, jumping, and just does as they look, and it'll be 2 for Carey in 5. They go to the break. The Canadian champion, Holman, out of Ottawa with the lead. Val Sweeting down by 3, comes back with 3. Jones scores 1 to take the lead at the break. Val Sweeting is with Brian.
Val, I'm sure everybody back home in Alberta and Vegreville and Edmonton is doing this now for you. Caught it on national television. Take us back, though, to that 4th end. First off, are you surprised that she didn't try that triple?
Yeah, I'm happy she didn't try it, but I thought she might. It kind of was lined up, and they had a lot of yellow laying around. So, but yeah, she threw her last draw. Her weight was good. She threw it good, just that little bit lighter weight. The rest of them were back there on their own, so it just caught the curl.
Tell us about that final stone of yours in 5. You had that big freeze. How much credit do you give your front end?
Oh, everything. They got it there for sure. That shot's not made, I don't think, if they're not sweeping.
And finally, we haven't seen you guys a lot on the national stage. Tell us how you've been so successful with all this pressure so far.
Just focusing on things we can control. Playing in this big event is really exciting, and to be on national TV, that's also exciting. Everybody back home can watch us, and yeah, just kind of throw the right weight at the berm. That's all we're trying to do out here, and it's working so far, so hopefully we can keep it up for the last half of this game.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Well, certainly after falling behind 3-0, you would have thought maybe she would fold the tent and go away, but she hasn't.
No, there's been some very nice shots in the last few ends in particular. Now, things are tied together on this board. Stolen points are really huge in this game, and it comes down to the draws that have been missed, in particular by the skips. Those missed draws have led to those big steals. The second after the game, they have to get those draws in a better spot.
The numbers after 5 are brought to you by Tim Hortons, Canada's favorite coffee. Jennifer Jones leads it by 1.
The 2013 Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings is brought to you by Purex Bathroom Tissue. Purex, 90 years of pure comfort. By M&M Meat Shops, frozen food at its best. And by Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Let's go back to 2011, Scotties final, Charlottetown. Saskatchewan and Amber Holland against the defending champions Jennifer Jones. Final stone. Remember this, Linda? Running this back. Thought she had hit it perfectly, but then the race stone spills too far. And Amber Holland and her team, Kim Schneider, Tammy Schneider, Heather Kalinchuk, Burr Fonger as coach, for the Canadian champions. And Amber Holland now, of course, is the 5th player for Val Sweeting. As we welcome you back to the FTS Center. Day 2 coverage. Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings, the Canadian curling trials. Jennifer Jones gets 1 in 5 to take the 4-3 lead, and so here in 6, Val Sweeting from Edmonton will have the last rock playing the Red Stones.
Not 4. Just where it stops. Okay. Okay, shoot. 14-1. Okay.
Well, right at the moment, the scoreboard is a victory for Val Sweeting. We said that coming into this, there wasn't a lot of pressure on Sweeting. They've played so well. If you had looked ahead to what might have happened in the first 2 days, a 2-1 record, knowing that you could lose against somebody like Jennifer Jones would still be great.
Right.
And now they've done a great job in fighting back in this game, hanging in there and being in a position in the second half to really make something happen.
Kind of dropped it, sorry. Gotta go.
Short right now. Too hard to line.
It's not very deep, this one.
Just tight. Really
Chill,
hard.
officer.
Hey, whoa.
Just tight.
Stay with it. Whoa. Yeah, yep,
Where are they going to line up these two yellows?
So Val Sweeting opens with 2 straight wins. The first yesterday, convincingly, over a struggling Canadian champion, Rachel Homan. Then she knocks off Stephanie Lawton. Now against Jennifer Jones. I mean, if you chart your course, and that's not saying anything, but I mean, if you were to lose this game tonight, would you still consider it a victory after 2 days?
No, I say yes. I think they've done very well. And I think we talked about before the game what kind of game you would like. You don't want to say, I'm going to walk out and lose. Of course not. They want to play well, as we heard Val say in the 5th end break, 1 rock at a time, stay in the moment, do your best to perform the shots. All of that's great. But the fact now, they're in this game.
Oh, they have a great chance right here. They get this glued on the corner. They're just coming up a little deep in some of these.
Okay, 14-5.
No, I agree, Linda, 100%. 2-1. You go 2-1 the next 3 games. You're 4-2. You just have to win that last game. You're in the playoffs, guaranteed. And a 2-1 start when Jones and Holman and Lawton are involved. That's pretty good.
Are we like slashing or rolling in?
I think we're rolling in.
Okay, sorry, I can't tell. Okay. It's
Still.
9.5. Yeah, let's get to the inside here. Trying to get to the inside. Quarter rock. You got it.
Not only can you make the double here, but you'll roll buried. You might even roll up a little bit towards your yellow one.
Whoa. No.
Off.
It's nice. Little quiet if anything.
Off.
We just roll. We just roll in.
Oh.
Go. Nice shot.
Great shot, Jill.
Whoa. It ended up better than ever.
That makes up for the first one.
And that's the kind of thing as a coach you chart, Vic. Often for a player, they're human, they're going to make mistakes. It's nice to see the recovery, the bounce back with a great shot after coming up short of the first.
Close. Yeah.
Dana Ferguson trying to open up that front now. A couple of overlapped stones.
Good.
So get rid of one, but one will cover now the edge of the 4-foot.
4 feet. Okay. Split center. Okay.
What a nasty roll against Sweeting for that beautiful shot by Jill. Rolled it right frozen. Both yellows angled. It's going to take 2 tries. If Team Jones doesn't throw a rock, it's going to take 2 tries to move that thing off and actually be shot rock.
Easy, guys.
Really good chance to steal a point here.
Go there. You're heavy. Off. You're heavy.
No.
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 Okay, Caitlin. Okay.
Oh boy, Caitlin won't be happy with that
They're
one.
giving it more than I thought.
You hate to hand the chance back.
In this one.
As long as the guards were out in front, it was hard to make the things in the house be rearranged very easily, but now you can pound this.
And stay in the rings if they want.
Oof.
Yeah.
Joanne Courtney.
Whoa. Whoa. Off.
Gets the backing off the shot stone.
Okay, good.
Leaves the
So weird. She like went forward on it. Yeah.
one stone in. The rings for Sweeting. Third shot.
Oh my
That's a
God.
play by Jennifer here. 1 point lead. It could hit the red one that's wide open without the advantage of last rock. They're going to keep the pressure on the opponent by throwing up a guard.
A little bit of pressure on Caitlin because those rocks in the house are easy double territory, so you can't leave an opening for that. And even if you leave an opening the other way, a little hit and roll, now you're starting to see some red stones accumulate.
A little tight. We can go.
Caitlin Laws right now, Linda, at 66%.
Easy.
Both the thirds after the fifth end break were in the 60s. I was quite surprised.
There it goes. Hey, up together. Hard.
Interestingly enough, both are at 66%.
Very good. Keep it going. Go. Okay, good.
Caitlin, how is that the first one?
Little less than that. Yep.
Sorry.
Any of this one? Yeah, a little bit. Just about an inch. It's pretty tight through there. It's pretty, it has a pretty big curl though. Yeah.
I like this side. But
Just
like
get
the
this
right
to
side?
here.
Okay.
Wait. Kind of wait. 11. Does that look good from that end? Sorry. Little less? I can't hear you. If you throw an 11, can you get close to nose? Okay. Okay.
Now in the sixth, Renee Sonnenberg up 5-3. And it is Stephanie Lawton sitting the 1T line in the 8-foot, Kathy.
Well, you know, we talk a lot about being our surprise that Stephanie's 0-2, and it is just the little things. She had a chance on her first one to hit and stick wide open and just roll too far. That's not typical of Stephanie, but Renee returned the favor by being deep on her freeze attempt. So this is a draw for 2. Needs the 4-foot, though, or full 8 anyways. And this is not close.
Not even close. So settling for the single point, Lawton. Winless. And down by 1.
We played this side a whole lot for draws. Or did in and run. You guys do your line.
This was oh so close. They just couldn't hold it in the little rub out in front.
So tight to the guard. If it does get by, the double would have been made, and all of a sudden you're sitting 2. That might have been their best chance to score this end.
I don't think you want to sweep this early.
I think so.
Still interesting to see that they're sticking with this turn. I think there's a feeling anyways about this team that they have a better understanding of the curl coming from this side than they do from the outside.
It's true, isn't it?
From the board side.
Oh, pretty tight.
Don't know if it is the air coming down from the stands or anything about this end sheet that's causing that.
If there's frost, and I don't see any frost, but if there's anything like frost building up, it would definitely be on the board side of sheet A. Very nice.
Good, Dan.
Nice job.
Nice job. We might be.
Yeah.
We
I'm
might
worried it
hit
crashes
something
into
over here.
6.
Well, we probably just push that back too. Just run this one.
Okay. You want to nose it?
No, we have to hit a little on this side to get the 3 off.
Yeah.
Could play it at this turn, because then if it runs a hair, we might get lucky and flip the 7.
Just a huge turnaround between the last 2 shots. A chance with her third shot to try and make the double. Even if you didn't get the double, if you hit and rolled over a little bit, you have second and third shot, and then you put a little pressure on the Jones team. But rubbing that guard and letting Jennifer put the guard back in a better spot, now it's trouble.
That might have been the turning point in the whole game. It's unless this shot's made, a run double, it'd be very difficult to score.
Well, Sweeting in her first. Courtney Badurny.
Close for the bag. Yes!
Run it back. What's he got? Yeah, well, she's going to get the shot stone off the button. And she talked about that. If the angle wasn't right, maybe we'll get the one off the button.
Right. Yeah, no, well thought out, and managed to get one of them out of there and open it up for at this point in time anyways.
I wanted to make sure shoot her to roll a little bit. The one off the button and the other one moved over a little bit, so it changes it for Jennifer too.
Like I just, you know what I mean? I don't think. Yeah. I think we just go here.
Okay. If you can't see a quarter from Marhack, then she can't see it.
Out there, I'm gonna throw a hair more, but not a lot of guards. Fine, really, right?
Okay.
Joanne threw one here.
Yeah, I think it'll be
it was a 14 and
4 or 5
feet.
feet.
And she remember she tapped.
Even if we just guard that hole, she's still got to play that tap on that side one.
Okay.
You could sweep for bite the 8, as long as we've got line.
Okay.
Interesting.
Here, heavier over here?
Yeah.
Yes and no. There is a run back for 2 if you just throw a guard.
Okay.
They don't have to play a shot to draw or tap into the 4-foot.
She seemed to think that Jennifer suggested they would play the red tap, or the one that's in the rings already, tap it in, but there's a shot for 2 if you make the run back.
Hey, you got room right now? Hey.
Final stone, Jennifer Jones leads by 1, sitting 1.
Top 12. Line's good.
Top of the 8-foot.
Just top biting house. Line's good. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Coming through the hole.
Your boat. Whoa.
Officer.
Yep,
McEwen.
Yep,
off the guard. Boy, and they waited. And they'll fill the hole, but they had to wait. I'm not sure, were they drawing it there for second shot, or is that good?
I'd love to know. I really don't. They couldn't really brush it until it got by the guard, so I think they were, Vic. But they also talked about guards fine, but guards only fine if the shot's missed.
Back if we were only guarding.
Yeah.
So they're playing the red back, are they?
Yeah, exactly.
What about, may I ask, sorry to interrupt you, but what about that red sitting 12 and angling it back?
Yeah, and that's what Jennifer thought they might play. That's what I believe. That's the fun part about the sport, is trying to decide what the other skip's thinking. And but this is for 2 points. The other one's only for a single. And don't forget, Val just made one, so she should be close.
Final stone right now is a stolen point for Jones. Courtney Paderni on the brush, trying to hold the line for their skipper. Want to run this back and stick it. Oh, and then it won't. It'll spin out the side, but she'll get her single sitting at the top 12. Sweeting gets 1. We're tied at 4.
Sorry.
Hello, Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Catch that white. Bite that white. Oh, goodness. Run it up. Oh, and he got it. Oh. And the boys will be back on the ice Tuesday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Brian Cathy with you. Brad Jacobs against Glenn Howard. Jacobs has won his first 2. Howard bounced back earlier today with a win over John Epping, 9-5. But it's the women who are center stage on this Monday night here in Winnipeg as we welcome you back. Val Sweeting, Jennifer Jones, both undefeated coming in, and Sweeting getting the single, unable to hold the raised rock. So we're tied at 4. Jennifer Jones will have the last rock. She has the hammer here in 7, playing the Yellowstone.
Room if you're here on your own. Really got to curl. Just do it.
Roll. It has to curl. Should go. No.
Little bump. Curl.
Tell you, both the leads are playing very well.
Hardly ever. I'll try to make it even better by getting to the inside of that rock that was just thrown. And obviously you can see the challenge with that, to get by the guard and get enough curl without being deep. They're saying this side's a hair slower.
It's good. There right now. Okay, wait a second. We're there right now.
No line.
We're tapping right now.
Little tap. No, then off.
No.
You're tapping off.
Trying.
Yeah.
Still a little tap.
Still a little tap, but it's not bad.
No. Really got to finish. Got to finish. Got to finish. Got to finish. Nice shot, Don. Gotta go.
Did you? I felt the breeze. Sorry, Lama.
Okay.
Stop 12.
So 15 to 15-5.
Yes.
Great shots to start with.
Dana Ferguson.
Same thing again here.
5. Go if you're 5.
Go if you're 5. No.
Line's good.
Right to it. No
Room.
line. No
Don't
line.
need to.
Room if you're here on your own.
5.
Line's good. Keep it clean.
5.
Yeah, little, yep.
Easy, easy. Whoa. Little tap. Okay. Line's little tap.
Nice shot, Dana.
Good.
15-2.
Nice.
What's that?
15-2.
Well, the times they're giving, the hog-to-hog times are very big numbers. That means it's fast, even on that side.
That's what's hard to see when you're watching on television. When we were here, the practice day was noticeably slower than that. So it's sped up every day, and it changes your leg drive.
Really hard.
Whoa.
Yeah, that leaves Sweeting sitting 2.
And the center guard.
Well, these are some big mistakes
like
for
that.
Jones. We
Yep.
already said last time we got confused about the thought process, but they got away with it
They did.
because the run back wasn't made. But big mistake by Jill on that one.
I think this rock's a titch slower, but throw similar.
Yep.
Oh, it's more, isn't it? Yeah.
6. Line's good.
Boy, you know what?
Nice
You're-
low. 7.
You just plant the seed.
No.
She
Line's
said, I
good.
think this stone is a little
Yeah,
slower,
hard
and
line.
right over her hand, they go, it's hot.
Really hard.
Yeah, it's true. You do it every time. But this side hasn't been used in a while, so it'll be slower anyways.
Jesus.
14-5. Must have grabbed.
Interesting. No, it's that rock.
3.
It's that
Okay.
rock.
You like that?
What do you have?
Rachel Holman with a 5-4 lead as we play in 6 against Chelsea Carey, but it is Carey sitting the 1, T-line edge 4, Kathy.
Well, and it's a really indecisive, slow-playing Rachel Holman tonight. Already used both of her timeouts, and on her first one, she would have been better to roll out, but she left this little wall that Chelsea Carey drew down to, trying to chip the stone sideways.
It's over curling.
Just trying to bring a deuce back in. Instead, she gives 1.
To tie it at 5.
Hey, Jill.
We talk about pressure a lot in this situation and the prize at stake, the berth in the Olympics. And as a coach, I'm often concerned about mental clarity. Fatigue causes some problems with thinking, making choices, but definitely pressure, the context of being here on the ice, in this arena, with TV, all these things we talk about, that detracts from the ability to think clearly. And that's why we sometimes see the mistakes, not on the throws I'm talking about, on the choices that are made. And it's kind of interesting to see the mistakes from these great teams. It happens to a lot of people when there's pressure on them.
You know what this means, Russ? Now we have an excuse.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Thanks, Linda.
What pressure are you under?
The fatigue.
Oh, the fatigue.
The pressure of the moment.
Okay.
Inside. We're tapping a little. No, you're like going right beside it. Sit.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry. I didn't.
slight error. They could have brushed that tip,
13-8.
tapped it over.
Kathy, you're on tap again here in a 4-2 lead by Nedwin, but she is sitting 1, I think, back 4.
She is indeed, and again, it's a little bit of those miscues that you don't expect to see. Sherry Madaw hitting and rolling out on her first one. That allowed Heather to get a stone in a good spot, and so for Sherry, this is a draw to the 4-foot for 1.
Really curling. Really
Lee
curling.
Merklinger on the left, Lee Armstrong on the right, Joanne Rizzo managing the house.
It's all there right now. No line. Back 4.
And there is the draw for 1. Nedwin trying to win her first, leads by 1.
Lead. Back 4. Yeah. Back 4. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Hard.
Rub it.
again. This way?
Jennifer Jones gets the best out of it just
Free
about
through
every
the
shot. They just swept that properly to get a thin wick and not move the reds far enough that it's easy to remove the yellow.
Either way,
Line's good. We can bump it a little.
Okay.
This is where Val Sweeting has to keep her in mind her goal, which is to try and force the single. So you're trying to crowd that little button area without setting up any angles for Jennifer.
A lot of red in there. Stephanie Lawton red 1, 2, and 3, and that's what's facing Renee Sonnenberg with her last guy.
Well, it is, and it's also forcing her to that wide in-turn side. It's not a side that's been played very much on this sheet, most of it on the out-turn side, so it's a little bit of a risk as well.
Line's good.
So again, that 4 foot is what she needs.
T-line.
The red.
We've learned so much in one short day.
Keep curling now. Yeah, curling now.
I can blame it on the fatigue.
The
and
pressure.
the pressure.
Atta girl. Where's that?
Very nice.
There you go. I mean, you look at Sweeting, you look at Sonnenberg. The last 2 qualifiers, maybe there is something to that momentum that they just had 2 weeks ago. 6-4 she leads.
Very nice. Good sweep.
Officer and McEwen trying to
Short.
carry
Keep going.
Caitlin Laws.
Tough one, Caitlin.
Looked like it grabbed.
And she'll overcurl a little bit. Is there a hole there?
Oh, for sure. Definitely. Or they can run that red one in if they want.
Kind of spun.
Yeah, it's spun.
Bad luck for Caitlin. Sounded like it caught something. Looked like it was really good out
Try
of
to
her
clip,
hand.
like just hit the spin then?
Well, yeah, because we want to, we either want to stay right there or we want to roll. Or we can try and. Yeah. I like this. Just move them around. Okay. I think we try and stay in front of it so we make sure we have it to use. So there's been a few here now. It might straighten out a hair. Plus this might out-turn. Should be good.
Just
Be a little careful with this. When you come down with the red one, you don't want to roll open, because that's going to allow Jennifer to throw a bullet in there and get rid of the red ones. But if they can just tap it back a little bit and move this red rock back a little bit, that frees up the yellow for the next shot. So just a heavy draw, maybe a back 4 weight, no more than that. Try to stay as close as they can to the nose, but just if you could ever jiggle that yellow-red at the back, Linda, I think then they'd have a real opportunity to get that out with the last shot.
I think we almost have to dry.
It's difficult to throw weight because you can't afford to roll open either.
Go left.
You have to remember what is already there for Jennifer. It's not a lot, actually, so you don't want to set up something that actually gives Jennifer a better chance to get in.
That's a valid point. You can even guard on the other turn and stop Jennifer from getting the 2.
Val Sweeting.
Stay close.
It's her first here in 7 of a 4-4 time.
Little hot. Whoa.
Nothing at all from Courtney Pederney. Want to roll off, and there's that little separation. Did roll a little bit to the outside.
But because they created that separation, Vic, you can see what Jennifer's going to be careful about. Hit this one thin. The red, red, yellow. The yellow goes back here. Even if it hits this one, it's long gone. And there's a pile of red buried underneath cover. Jennifer has to be very careful not to leave that shot.
But if we're, I think we almost want to be, like, we don't necessarily have to be second, right?
Just want to make sure we score here.
Yeah.
If I go there, it might go on that 1. If I hit it thin enough,
Yeah.
could hit that 5, that might come back. I think that's a better shot, Caitlin.
Okay.
We can't give up the steal.
If I miss this,
Yeah.
we might not have anything.
Okay.
Half rock, eh?
I'm not really sure how you would draw in there even if you wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be a really tough shot. So instead they're trying to play the double run back on their own. Hit it at the right angle onto the red.
Getting rid of both cards so they have an easier shot with their last one, and they might get lucky. This second yellow by Caitlin's left shoulder should come back into the pile if they hit it perfectly. Be really careful though, if the second yellow comes in and never hits their own rock somehow. They won't be happy.
Jennifer Jones and her first. Caitlin Laws calling off McEwen and Officer. This is all on its own now.
Sorry.
And she'll run it by everything.
Jen.
She was really banking on opening it up, getting that second yellow out of the way. Hopefully it was going to move back, but she really wanted something so that she could see that button.
Huh? So pretty thin, hey?
Yeah, and we should stick this one here too.
Yeah.
Wow, this could be
I think
trouble.
a quarter rock
For
does
sure.
it.
You got to get this really thin
The
though.
thinner we hit it, the more it's going to drag towards this one. So we hit it more at nose, we're going to be back here. Well, I don't know. It should be close.
So we want to hit it thinner or thicker?
I think we want to hit it right at this A.
Okay. So right there for Broom?
Even a little less. I think it's going to track here.
Ideally hit this incredibly thin, because if you hit it there, it can hit half of this rock. It'll actually spin open over into this area, and the thrown rock will be gone, and the raised rock will be over here. It'll give a bit of a pocket for Jennifer. If you can get it really thin,
A little thinner than that.
and it stays there, and once this yellow one's gone, wow, could be tough. Thinner the better. Playing really tight ice.
Final stone, Val Sweeting has Jennifer Jones in some trouble now. Courtney Paderni, really thin, trying to hold this, hold it, angle it. Oh, and she'll get rid of the yellow stone. Sitting 4, and that's what's facing Jones with her last.
Not that this is a bad shot, a double raise, but if you'd love to keep that second rock in there tighter.
That curled a little on you. It did not back off.
I might have helped it.
Okay.
Good shot, just the same.
You start thinking about where this game has come from when Val Sweeting was down and got that big steal, and now there is that huge turnaround in momentum at this end. Even if Jennifer makes a great shot, Val Sweeting's putting all of the pressure on Jennifer Jones.
Is it worth even throwing enough weight to tap it, or you might almost be better to just throw it through the hole and freeze, and any extra weight here, this might not curl enough.
Facing 4 with her last in a 4-4 tie. We're playing the 7th.
Hold in.
Need a rub?
Yeah. Whoa.
Looking at a plan B maybe, a little wick and roll.
For the rub.
Officer McEwen, that's what they're playing. Looking for the little bit of rub. Take a little rub. Don't go right through. Don't go right through. Don't go right through. And all the way back.
Just wasn't worth trying to get shot rock there. It's just too dangerous.
Val Sweeting will steal 4 here in the 7th. They knew right out of her hand they were trying to play a little rub. Jill Officer brought to her knees on the brushing. How close was it? That close to touching shot stone, and then all the way through. Jones gives up 4. It is rather surprising, shocking maybe, but a steal of 4 against Jennifer Jones. Val Sweeting has just pulled it off in the 7th to lead 8-4. Both undefeated coming in. Now Jones, who at one point led 3-0, will try to fight her way back as we welcome you back to the MTS Center. And once again, Jones will have the last rock, playing the Yellowstones here at 8. It's the stolen points, Linda, huh?
Well, you can't believe there are 6 stolen points in 2 ends with Jennifer Jones involved. I mean, they can defend so well normally.
Firm. Oh, just clean. 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 We're good. Clean. Nice.
Well, you talked about the leads earlier. What are the numbers like?
Well, we knew Dawn McEwen would be at the top of the game. She always is. So the challenge was for Rochelle and the Sweeting team to keep up, and she's doing exactly that. The numbers are identical. Fantastic numbers at 93%. So, of course, good for Dawn, but wonderful for Rochelle to bounce back.
Player numbers are brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Mine's good. You want them even?
Well, not much of your Jones, because Sweeting has stolen it all.
Wow. You know, we've been talking about pressure and how you respond and that sort of thing, but let's face it, this doesn't happen to Jennifer Jones. It doesn't happen to many top teams to give away this many points, and they just stole and got a win earlier today, and now they feel like they're just handing it right back. It must be very frustrating out there.
Now, let's just remind people, because it was against Sherry Madaw earlier today, that Madaw gave up the steal. And she missed. She flashed. She went right through the house in an extra end. Steal of 2 gave Jones the win.
Good.
And if any team's coming back, it's this Jones team. Take 2 here, steal, you're in an extra end. So it's not all lost yet.
So I thought I directed that a little.
Well, let's continue our updates, and we'll check in on Holman and Carey in a 5-5 tie. Holman sitting that one just back of the button. Chance for 2.
Indeed, and in fact, it's the same shot she just threw. That was her first stone, and Chelsea Carey tried to follow her down. It was a little bit wide, a little bit heavy, and that's that red stone sitting right beside it. So it's a little bit of a wall. Doesn't want to use it as such, but it's a draw for 2.
Oh boy, she just nearly touched it back. Not far enough for the deuce, Kathy. Thank you.
Yeah, about that. Board? Okay. Think of firm 11 to make sure you roll off. Yeah. 11?
Don't even think about being wide with the score the way it is. Wrecking on the guards, just as good a shot.
Maybe a little up. Yep. 10-5. Hard. Hard for the peel. Yep. Hard. Hard.
And that's what they'll do. They'll peel off the guard and then roll that shooter all the way over. Another update, Kathy. Heather Netherwin.
There's not enough ice.
Sherry Madaws, they play in 8-shot stone. That's the Red Rock center line, top 8.
It is indeed that Yellowstone that you see Heather playing against. That was Sherry Madaw's final stone. She tried to hit and roll under, but just got it on the nose. So wide open. Needs to stick it, though, for the 2.
Whoa. Sit.
One more turn and just will hold on for 2. Netherwin looking to win her first. A deep sigh of relief.
97.
Weight's good. We might have to go a bit.
Go then. You need back. Your line's great.
Gotta be deep.
Be fully in the back.
Sliding a bit, Don.
Backy.
We talk about how difficult it is to generate the extra points with no guards. Nice job of peeling by the Sweeting team. So instead, they're using the Redstone top 8 as a guard. So Jones does draw in behind it.
Well played by Caitlin. Perfect spot.
So is it easier to hit the inside? I don't think
Might
so.
be easier to play it thin this way.
Yeah.
Okay, peel.
Yeah, the wide side doesn't do you much good. You miss it, and they could go around again. This way, you could hit it thick and roll into the 4-foot area, and then Jones has to deal with it.
Stephanie Lawton down by a couple has a chance to tie, it looks like, Kathy.
Well, she does. Renee Sonnenberg on her final stone tried to make a double. You can see those other yellow stones it would have brought into play, but she hit it a little bit too thick and left that one Lawton stone in the forefoot, so it is a draw. 4-2. Stephanie, of course, had trouble the last time she played a draw. Needs a forefoot.
Line's good. Starting to curl. Weight's great. Hard. Forefoot, go. Great. Good shot, Steph.
And no mistakes this time.
For the deuce, and they're all even.
We go back here again. I like that. What do you like, Jenny?
Okay.
You just played it, Caitlin.
Okay.
Frozen, probably,
Really
guys.
aggressive call here. Going around again. A little less real estate to aim at. You have to be in the, almost in the forefoot here.
Jones using their timeout sorties.
Yes.
For us.
You hang this out a little bit, there'll be a yellow double.
Okay.
Amber Holland using that time to come out as well as Janet Arnott to talk with Jennifer Jones.
Yep.
I think Amber's the perfect choice for this team because they could be 7-0 and Amber will make it that it's not a big deal. Like she's so even keeled all the way through, and I think it's going to really help the team as they go forward.
Be a little more. All there right now. Yeah. More. Stay close. Don't tap out.
It's gonna support it.
Easy. Room. Little tap right now.
Clean it.
Not bad though.
Lock it on. Gotta move off, off. Gotta move off.
When we can, maybe now.
Lock it on.
No, it's not bad.
Gotta curl,
Lock
guys.
it on.
Off, off, off.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yep, yep, yep.
A very nice weight.
Beautiful shots, two great ones.
Don't think it stopped for shot stone. Shot stone remains the Sweeting rock that is in the top of the forefoot.
Thanks. Thought she'd freeze, but it's pretty gutsy.
Well, explain why Jennifer feels it would be pretty gutsy to play a freeze.
Well, when you're 4 ahead, you just love it when the other team's not removing yours, because the only way you're going to get back in the game is to leave those yellow ones in play, and that's what's going to happen here. And if this ticks the guard or she's a hair deep and rolls open, there's a double at the top to sit as many as 3.
So the alternative is, other than drawing, Linda?
Well, actually, the way the redstones are set up, it's not easy, so that's why you're seeing Val go to that. She would rather be hitting, but reading the scoreboard, you can try an angle on yours and see if you could get something moving.
Yeah, it'd be tough to play the red raise and get something, so this probably is the easier shot, but it is gutsy.
Line's good.
Felt a little light. Got to be back there.
Here we are.
So a little light out of her hand, she thinks.
Read only. Actually, line's okay. Room.
Back
there
to
it
it.
goes. Line's good. Lock it on.
Easy, easy, easy.
Line's
No.
getting close.
It's all there.
No, if it's your no.
A little hot, actually.
No. Girl.
And there's that rub and rolling off. That wasn't a well-judged stone. I mean, out of her hand, she thought it was light.
No, but you put yourself in the position of a team that would be rather hitting, not leaving anything that can be used by Jennifer Jones. And what's the tendency? You're a little heavy. And so the whole team's a bit excited about getting the rock in the right spot, but the overthrow means that you can't really manipulate it as well as you'd like.
A little fortunate that the red rolled back and created a bit of a wall, because if Jennifer makes this double, you could freeze one into the pocket, take the entire end away.
A 9.
Jennifer hits this dead on. It kind of guards the yellow ones a little bit if she makes the double.
Jennifer Jones down by 4. Trying to generate something here in the 8th. 1, 2, and away they go. And where she left that stone down, top edge.
Roll it off a little bit.
Can she, as you suggest, Sweeting, get to that pocket?
Yeah, she's a little lucky by missing her first one. She created a pocket. So that you've got this little bit of a wall here where that one and that one create that wall. So all we have to do here if you're Val Sweeting is knock that in there just without moving something, just in this area here.
As long as we're in this pocket here, we're okay.
This could win the game, this shot right here.
Hopefully.
So this will show a little bit because, as I said, the tendency is to be a bit strong. She's got great brushing, so you don't want to overthrow it. You want to get this in a spot where Jennifer has a lot of trouble dealing with it.
Line's good.
Final stone.
Weight's good.
Or Val Sweeting.
Go if you have to. Line will be fine.
Lots of yellows in there.
We're to it. No. To curl. No.
Hard to believe there might be a chance here. You leave a double and could get your 4 right back. Want to be right in that pocket. Maybe a little rub off and roll into that pocket. Oh, right onto the corner.
That should work.
Does that work?
I think so. There's a yellow raise. Yellow raise, maybe double. But you lose all the yellows actually to do that. Yeah, there's really nothing. That's perfect. Very nice shot.
Should work. It works. Probably about the same.
I don't think it's going anywhere.
I think so. Yes.
Does this spin off at all?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it would just be for 2, right? I think the way it's sitting, it's just going to nut it. Like, we'd have to, well, I guess if we hit it fat, I still think it's just going up to there.
Okay.
Yeah, well thought out. It's just not worth it. But wow, what a turnaround there.
To roll off that stone and right to the corner.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the first one being critical was a bit of an error. It worked out perfect.
Yes. You know, and good for Val because coming into this end, actually, her hitting game was superior. That steal of 4 actually came especially on that last hit she played, but 2 draws that end up in a good spot this end. And Jennifer has to make a shot just for 1.
You may never see that again if you've ever have against Jennifer Jones. Steal of 4.
Unbelievable.
Line's great.
So trying to play right down to the face of it, put it right on the lid. For a single, Jennifer Jones here in 8.
Really moving. You gotta go hard, girls. Push it hard. You gotta be here. Go, 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 go,
Officer
go. Bite the weight. Bite the weight.
McEwen, bite the white, bite the white, and she's going to come up light.
On red.
The wheels have just come off. Jennifer Jones, steal 1. That's another one. 9-4. Well, it's time for the game story with Val Sweeting leading 9-4, 7 stolen points.
Well, the keys are those steals in 4 and 7. And Jennifer Jones, normally her best shot is the draw. She misses in both those cases. You know, with the Scotties overall, she's usually around 80% with that draw. Overall, Jennifer Jones in this game, 69%.
The game story is brought to you by M&M Meat Shops, frozen food at its best. And because of the score, you know, we said to you, Linda Russ in the break, it's a steal of 4. I don't think I've ever seen that against Jennifer Jones. And I rarely, if ever, can remember leaving a game with Jones losing. But she is down by 5. So we're going to turn our attention now to the game between Chelsea Carey and Rachel Holman over on the other side of the MTS Center. As they play in the 8th, Rachel Holman, the reigning Canadian champion of the Ottawa Curling Club, leading 7-5 against Chelsea Carey and her team from the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg. Kathy.
Well, in this end really got the Holman team in trouble by positioning of the stones. They had a couple of stones in the 4-foot, but Chelsea Carey's team was in front all of the time, and then they started to manipulate the stones, and that's why you have that situation. On her first Rachel tried to play a double, moved stones around, but left Carey lying 3. That's where we're at right now.
You know, it's interesting. We started this event saying people were playing a little more conservatively because of the pressure of trying to be the Olympic team. And suddenly, with these rocks in play, we start to question the fact that they're being now too offensive-minded. You have a lead of 2, and look at all these rocks.
She's going to try to make a few of the move here. The angles aren't great for the one that's top she's aiming at could jam, but this will be a rocket.
It's the final stone in 8.
Yep. Whoa. Yes!
Rachel Homan by the card. 1-2, move it back, and not far enough. She got rid of 2, but it will be a chance for a deuce for Chelsea Carey.
Wonderful throw there with the big weight right up the stick. The guard was in play too.
The other side look easier.
Not only is there only one red one left, this is a tricky draw because the yellow stayed in a good spot.
You have to get by it to get into that 4 foot.
It was really close to the top.
That's the red circle.
Thank you, Kathy. Just be aware, that's the red.
Thank you. I'm aware. Just you notice how fast Chelsea ran down the ice. This has been a very, very slow game. Both timeouts used by Team Homan, 1 used by Carey. And on the clock, they're down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds with 2 ends to go. So expect to see a hurry-up offense.
Wow.
So Chelsea Carey.
T-line. Fine.
Her final stone sitting 1. T-line, 4 foot.
Right to T. Line's fine. Make sure it's on the T.
T-line.
Line's fine.
Lindsay Titherich, Kristen Foster on the brush.
Really good.
Christy McDonald managing the house. And Winnipeg fans appreciating Chelsea Carey from the Fort Rouge. We're all even. Well, here are the standings coming into this 3rd game of women's play. Val Sweeting, Jennifer Jones, the only undefeated teams, and Sweeting in control, leading 9-4 when we left it. 2 teams looking for their first wins, Stephanie Lott and Heather Nedwin. As we welcome you back to the MTS Center. And now joining Carey and Homan. And tied at 7.
Thanks, good for you. It's real tight.
And very little time left on the clock for Chelsea Carey. Carey does have 1 90-second timeout available to her.
Because it's thinking time, it actually doesn't take a lot of time to call an end. But as soon as there's rocks in play and you have to take a moment to survey and decide which shot to play, then you start to eat into your clock. So you have to assume that Chelsea Carey has to call simple shots.
Clean, easy. Look up. Yep.
And all the way to the back they go.
And definitely the players have to be in the hack. The stone has to be cleaned and their routine has to be done by the time that broom goes down.
The nice part about this system, though, is that you're not penalized for throwing a draw that takes, 30
that was
seconds.
always the thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so long as they're in the hack quickly, certainly early in the end, there's not a lot of decision making, and the Skips got their ice red already, and that took maybe 3 or 4 seconds. So they might be able to manage it unless it gets complicated.
Rachel Homan does have the last rock. She has the hammer playing the Yellowstones.
And of course the part that we always come back to is how does it impact on the throw? The thrower in the hack is trying to do their routine to get themselves ready, but quite often you don't feel as settled when you know that clock is ticking.
11. Little up.
Allison Kreviazik.
I have nothing. It's like board.
Wow. There's an example.
Yeah, and I found that always happens when you're rushing, you're heavy. Chelsea's got what she wants at this point is a force. Now I'll go for the steal.
Top 4. Okay, a little more. 85.
Stick with it.
No. I think this is not in.
It should stick for a second, but
It's coming off like crazy, but I'm not sure if that's...
Slow down, baby. All right, okay. Good. That works. Next time.
You guys just want to freeze?
Well, then it just sticks them two there.
One yellow in the house. That's Jennifer Jones. She does have the last rock, Kathy.
She does. Val Sweeting tried a cross-house double on her final stone, made actual contact with that second yellow stone, but did not remove it. So paint for Jennifer would give her 2.
Guys.
And there's the deuce as they take it down to the button for a couple. So Val Sweeting will lead it by 3. She also has the last rock coming home.
Just 6.
Yeah.
Nice control of the weight on that little hit.
Up, up. 10 out. Whoa.
Told you earlier that Christy McDonald missed the opening draw for Chelsea Carey of the flu, and that brought Brianne Meakin off the bench to play.
Just through. If you have to, you just through. Whoa. Clean it. Whoa. No. No.
Little less than Allie's.
No, it's got to come a mile.
11. Hack.
Yep. Keep it out there.
Whoa, whoa.
All right, whatever. It's fine. Good throw him.
Well, lackadaisical there. I think a roll away would have made some sense.
Yeah, it's funny. Back to the point of for Rachel Homan, even they haven't been playing great. Not the kind of play we saw last year, and I think a little bit of an attitude adjustment is needed because when they are hot, nobody can touch them. You've got to get that positive attitude back.
Anything? Anything?
Close. Okay. That one was bumped.
Yeah, it's that type of event with the teams that are in it. You know, in a lot of spiels, a team as good as Holman can go and play average and win a lot of games. Here you can play well and lose them all.
Yeah, it's true.
Whoa. No. No. Off.
Yes! Roll the outside.
Get up.
Nice weight control, good soft speed.
Trying to get that flip.
Yeah, nose is okay. Hair flip would be great.
Okay. Good bump.
Yep.
So that one timeout could mean a lot. It's 90 seconds.
Played a quick end here.
Chelsea got fortunate too that Alison Kriviatsuk threw that draw through and really simplified things. They just put a second one in and started hitting.
Okay, that's good. Nice shot.
Woo! Emma tripped over this rock. I don't know if I moved it.
Okay.
Little more!
Well, she struggled in draw 1, losing to Renee Sonnenberg, and her numbers suggest she may still be having some difficulty. Rachel Holman, reigning Canadian champion.
Come on, Allie.
Not shot rock here either.
No.
Yep.
You could play the comer on Linda. Sit to 2, try to steal.
Yeah.
I think she's happy to force.
Yeah, and I'm sure she is, but nice to force to a steal a 2.
Clean.
Oh,
9.5. Whoa. 9.5. No,
Off. Can I clean?
Close.
Yep.
Yep. Roll the middle.
Whoa. Good. Great shot.
Lovely. It'll just pop out the other side.
Yeah. Okay, well done. Good.
Sort of a strange situation that it was Rachel actually that was looking at a position where she was going to be forced, and she never made a different play.
Yeah.
She just continued to hit.
Well, put the broom down and throw
hit it
something.
And you stick it, and even if you don't roll for shot, I don't know how she gets two.
Well, that's it. I just want to make sure we have a force.
Line's good.
Final stone drawing against a couple. Allison Kreviasik on the left. Lisa Weigel on the right.
No way, that hit something.
Yep, oh, they got something. Emma miscue. That is dead.
Okay.
Yeah, it picked.
And that is going to be a steal of 2. Chelsea Carey.
It should be relatively simple. Just call it for yours.
It's now time for today's secret word. The secret word is sauces. Go to finaln.ca and enter this word for your chance to win. The 2013 Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings is brought to you by Tim Hortons. Always fresh, always great tasting coffee.
We have our first final on this Monday night, and Heather Nedowin and her team from the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton pick up their first win, make the final 6-3 over Sherry Madoff and the Coldwater District Curling Club, and so now they are both 2-1. Oh my, a steal of 2. Rachel Holman thinking that her last rock draw caught something. So that 2 gives Chelsea Carey the lead, 9-7 as we go to 10. Holman will have the last rock playing the Yellowstone.
Good, guys.
Well, the pick was terrible. It's awful to see those things happen, but I'm still a little confused about how the 9th inning was played.
Yep.
So now Rachel will have to really try everything, guards, come rounds, taps, everything she can to even just get a tie.
Good.
Reds will help a little.
Okay, halfway.
You could freeze in there eventually. It'd be hard to remove it to get it in the middle.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Tight.
It's like a rocket.
Yeah, no.
Whoa. Just get off, guys. We don't need to touch that.
Whoa.
Do you want to go with this one, Linz? I'll go head back. Okay.
No, don't touch it. No.
No worries.
Ton of arm extension there. It's easy to say after it's missed, but just threw it through the break.
Take a second. You should be good here. Make sure you're positive.
Lots of options now. 2 corner guards and a freeze opportunity.
That brings 3 into play.
Allison Kreviasik.
Weight's close. Where? Weight stays. Copy.
Whoa, line. Switch.
T-line.
No line at all. Take it in. Yep. Go
Top
all the way
four.
back. Hard. Hard. Right over. Every inch, guys. Go. Hard. Hard. Keep going. Keep going. Hard.
Nice shot.
Just a 3rd shot.
Nice to get both guards here if you could.
Christy McDonald.
Clean. Yep. 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 Straight up. Hard. Hard. That's the tight one. Hard. Watch the shooter. Watch the shooter. Right over. Right over. Right over. Right over.
And that shooter will spill in off that corner guard and grab the top of the 12.
Really nice shot.
It's still usable, but the fact that it bounces in, it just makes it so much more difficult to get anything out of going around it.
And it's red, so they can raise it if they have to.
Wade's good. Yes. Whoa, whoa. Forward. Whoa.
Close.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just throw him. Deal. Okay. Straight pick.
Yeah.
Wait.
Clean.
Can we get a double?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Good try.
Okay, I'm yeah.
Line's good. Little tight.
On its own.
Golden.
Whoa.
So the redstone can be used, and with the red in behind now, there's some backing, so it makes any kind of run back more difficult, but this one has to stop.
Oh boy.
Go, 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 go. Go, go.
And won't.
I think it is third shot.
Just, and that makes a huge difference.
Emma Miscue.
If I just roll in front of it. I like it. Make sure of this one, obviously.
Yeah.
Throw peel.
Sorry, peel?
Yeah, try the double. If it curls up, we'll roll.
Okay.
Even if we go on to our own, we should still be
just
shot,
hit
right?
stay for two and let Rachel do something about it.
Try to stab at the double.
Easy peel?
Yeah.
It's like 8.
Yeah.
Rennie Sundberg down by 1. And facing those 3, they're all around the 4-foot, Kathy.
Well, they are, and it's a really tough shot because the 2 are locked in front of the shot stone.
Whoa. Yeah.
There's no draw in there, is there?
Well, no, there really isn't.
Okay, get everything moving. Oh, she nearly pulled it off.
Nice try, very nice try.
One red.
Right over, right over, right over.
And Stephanie Lawton will pick up her first win. And it's also a final over on Sheet A, the game that we began with. Jennifer Jones giving it all she could. She was sitting 2, tried to draw corner frozen for a third, came up just a little light.
Give me 1 second.
And Val Sweeting will win it 9-6. So Val Sweeting, who was the last to qualify 2 weeks ago in Kitchener, is now the only undefeated team at 3-0.
Yeah. Whoa. Hard. Yep. Hard.
That was one of those choices too, where you have to decide if you play that hit on your first one or if you try and draw in first of all and see if you can get a mistake, maybe, and
Let's make sure we
make a hit on your second. So
we could try this too.
rock is partly open.
Yeah.
It's pretty thin though. It's like half a rock.
Yeah, you can make it. It's really thin.
I don't mind this because if you do a little bit of that, then what does she have?
Yeah, but you got to get kind of, well, it's great if you make it, but if you nose it, it leaves a real easy shot for 2.
Well, so what? Then we get tied with, right?
Yeah, I know, but same with the double. I just don't know. I think the double might be easier, that's all. Yeah. No, we just make sure we get it.
Okay, so like
Thin half.
thin half.
I'll take a look at it from the other end.
Okay. Take your time. What kind of weight?
Just peel if I'm playing the slash.
Okay.
It's a thin double. It's, you know, it's, if you hit it thick, you're going to roll out, or you're just going to give it your hit and stay, and you're going to give Rachel the deuce anyway. So they might as well take it on, but you have to make sure you're by the guard. You don't want to breeze this by wide either. Half a rock is close, so it has to be a little thinner than half.
Hey.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, just easy.
Chelsea throws the upweight pretty accurately. It's a shot that she's not afraid of for sure.
Yep.
Get them both.
Yes.
Guarantee the win. Get them both. Big crush now. Get them both. Now she'll just drive it by.
Okay. Fudging a little. Good extension.
I don't know why she played the hit and roll the POA double there first when she could have just hit and stayed sat two.
And force Rachel to make the good shot.
Rachel doesn't freeze well. You hit it out and you sit two, and Rachel will have some hero double maybe. But
it is that desire to make the rocks go away, and it looked pretty, but you do have to think ahead of what you're leaving.
Okay.
I got time. I got to clean this rock.
at the same time, the Holman team probably deserves to go to an extra end with a pick at 9 that really hurt them.
Nice extension.
Yeah. Like it hit something out of my hand on the last one. That's why I told you guys to get on it.
Yeah.
I felt
You've
it.
got a
Full
minute.
12.
You got this, buddy.
For 2 to force an extra.
Slots.
Line's good.
Too much.
We're going to the center line, guys. Don't even hurt it.
Come on, go.
Thought it was plenty out of her hand.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh, thought it was plenty out of her hand.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Bad luck. Rachel Holman. Full draw. Put it in the rings. 2 in a row she misses with her last. And Chelsea Carey is going to escape here with a 9-8 win.
Great second.
And this is something we just didn't expect. Full credit to Val Sweeting. Undefeated, top of the table. After that big steal of 4, stealing 7 points against Jennifer Jones. And now there are no more undefeated teams.
The 2013 Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings is brought to you by Ford, proud partner of the Canadian Curling Association for 20 years. By Scotty's Facial Tissue, Scotty's, the perfect touch. And by World Financial Group, creating a better tomorrow for families today. WFG.
Brad Jacobs, what they've done in the last 2 or 3 years is unbelievable.
Just tap this to the lid like that.
They're going to be super tough. Never being in a trials before, I don't think that's going to matter. I think they're that talented. They're going to put a good product on the ice, and when we play them, we're going to have to play really, really well to beat them.
We kind of like to be the underdogs, and even though people might look at us in that light now because we're defending Brier champions, we still look at ourselves as underdogs, and we'll continue to do that for a little while.
Brad Jacobs, Glenn Howard. That will be the featured game. Brian Cathy will have it for you Tuesday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on TSN. Jacobs undefeated so far. Howard with a bounce-back game after struggling in draw 1. Interesting night here on a Monday night in Winnipeg. The results across the board. Val Sweeting, 7 stolen points. The Edmonton Curler out of the Saville Sports Centre, undefeated. The Roar of the Rings on Canada's sports leader, TSN.